Oh, so literally when we were ending this podcast, literally when we were ending yesterday's podcast, and it was a good podcast, by the way. A certain somebody got shot.
Right.
All
They
I have to
missed.
say is
Damn, they didn't get him. He
I was
should be
about to
dead
smoke
right
in that. I was about to smoke in that Trump pack, B.
He should be dead right. Eric, I be watching. I know that's your boy, but he should be dead.
Oh yeah, Trump supporter. Yeah, Trump supporter.
You know what I mean?
They should have aimed at. They should have aimed at the forehead, low key.
They should have aimed at the rug on top of his head or whatever the hell that
Oh
shit is.
shit!
You know,
That motherfucker had the audacity to do the Black Power fist when he got shot. Like, come on, man.
Lord.
Yo, I swear to God, Griselda's better make bang if they made that for an album cover. That's the perfect album cover for Griselda.
Yep. Facts.
Y'all niggas better be making bank from that album, that picture. Y'all can make hella t-shirts, album covers, and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say profit out that motherfucker. I'm not even a Trump fan, but profit out that motherfucker. Profit out that motherfucker, you know? Shit. No, I'm just saying, if you're gonna shoot him, man, just practice that shit. You know, you gonna kill. Hey, trust me. If I was to shoot a motherfucker, I would aim somewhere where it fucking hurts. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Crazy.
Shout out to motherfucking Ashley. She went to go see Janet Jackson and Nelly and shit.
I saw that. She met Nelly. That's dope.
Yeah, she met my Scorpio. She met my Scorpio brother and shit.
Oh, fuck that.
You know, we have the same birthday and shit.
Oh, that's why you like his album so much.
I mean, hey, it's good music, you know. Shit.
Terrible.
Oh. All right, try. Go on your little rant.
We're gonna save that for last. We're gonna end that.
I'll say that for last. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It's gonna be lengthy. Now, I don't want to fuck up the mood of this. What people came here to see us talk about.
Hey, at this point, I don't give a fuck.
I know.
Fuck niggas and shit. You know, fuck bitches, fuck everybody today.
You know.
If motherfuckers don't like it, they can leave. They know how the fuck we are and shit.
Facts.
We don't buy out no fucking body.
Facts.
919 represent.
Nope. We're not about to start now.
Hell no. Like, yo, is this your man's right here? I'm gonna fuck you.
Your man's right here.
Talk about he's like, hey, don't talk to my wife like that, right? Don't talk to my wife. I was like, yo, I was like, don't snap your finger. Don't curse that.
Should have been like, fuck you and your wife. That's what you should have told him. It's your man right here.
Sometimes there's worse things to say than fuck you these days. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was pushing your buttons. You know what I'm saying? You got to be smarter than that because these niggas gonna try to get you fired.
Man,
you know.
All I'm just saying, I try to be calm about this shit like this, but I'm just like, nah. Sometimes you gotta let motherfuckers know who the fuck you are. Sometimes. And shit.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. Don't have him laughing last though. You know what I'm saying? Because he might have wanted that shit.
Oh no, he didn't win nothing. He didn't win nothing. No.
He might have wanted it. He like, let me try to get this nigga fired.
You know I kicked his ass out the hotel. He didn't win nothing. I told him I can cancel your fucking reservation right now. I told him to get the fuck out.
Wow. He had no reservation, nigga. You'd be stuck here.
Your ass gonna be homeless.
Stuck on an island. You know what I mean? No food and water. Serve it to the natives. You know.
My nigga Semi watching. He wanted us to do this review too and shit. I hope everybody, let's talk what's up.
Y'all paying this? Y'all want us to do this damn review? Where the money at? Doing shit for free, especially mid albums like this. You know,
I can't hear through you or hear what you have to say about this.
My time is valuable. I can't be doing these type of reviews. What's good, Romari?
What's up, Ramari?
Mike, what up?
What's up, Mike? Oh yeah, Action Bronson dropped a new album too. I mean,
I ain't hear it yet.
I don't
I ain't
know.
like it. I ain't
Some of
like
his
that single.
recent, yeah, some of his recent shit be kind of hit or miss for me.
I ain't like that single. I gotta hear the album, but I ain't like that single I heard.
Yeah,
He trying to be too artsy. Like, stick to what you know. Like, these niggas trying to get out their lane and be artsy and shit.
right.
You know?
There's only few motherfuckers that can be experimental and make that shit work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Once they start feeling, they start dropping crap.
All right. Well, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Let's go.
All right. What's up, you two? How's everyone doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try in the building with me. How you doing, Try?
Chilling, what up?
All right. I'm trying to do an album anniversary right now. So on July 14th, 1998, the Beastie Boys dropped their Hello Nasty album. In the words of Try, a much better album. I know he's going to say
Yes. A much better album than what? This? Oh, yeah, for sure.
that.
It's a classic.
Oh shit! It is a classic. This is drops in 1998 and everything like that too. It won them a couple of Grammys, best alternative album, best rap performance for Intergalactic. I love that record. So it
Yes.
came out 4 years. Oh, you got the album. I forgot.
Yes.
This came out 4 years after Ill Communication and everything like that too. And it was the first album they did with Mixmaster Mike. Thing with this
Yes.
album, it definitely has a very how can I put this? You could say it kind of had like a very radio friendly, experimental kind of feel to it. Compared to the ill community. I feel like ill communication has some radio friendly stuff, but at the
Right.
same time, it was very experimental in its own right too. It was very street, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This album was known for joints like Three MCs and a DJ, Body Moving, Body. That's my joint right there.
Yeah.
Grasshopper Unit with the late great Biz Marquee, the Negotiation Limerick File. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a very fantastic album. What I liked about this album the most was just how it was like a breath of fresh air in
Mm-hmm.
1998. That's the thing. In 1998, we were still like in the peak of the shiny suit era and
Right.
everything like that too. And then you had the Rough Riders like breaking out and shit like that too. And then
Mm-hmm.
No Limit was breaking out, and hip hop was coming more like materialistic. Hate to
Right.
say it, and then the Beastie Boys came out with this banging ass album. Now, is this my favorite Beastie Boys album? No, you know what I'm saying, but I do feel like it belongs like in my top five. Honestly,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? I feel like
For
it's a
sure.
very consistent album from the boot. What do you have to say about this album?
This album was great. Like, this was, I took a 7 year break, Reg, from buying records, like from 2010 to like 2016, 2017. And when I started buying records again, this was like one of the very first albums I bought.
Oh
Um,
wow,
'Cause I never bought it when it came out in '98. But I said, you know what? I never bought Hello Nasty. I think it was like $5, $6 on Amazon at that time, and I bought it. I'm like, yo, this was a very great album. You know what I'm saying? And Beastie Boys has always been consistent. That's what I always loved about them. They took each project like, it was very special. They didn't rush things out. And coming off the success of Ill Communication, and they took a break, and then coming back in '98, and it was great. It was just classic hip hop done right with rest in peace to MCA and Mike D and Ad Rock. All three of them just did their thing on here. Remote Control was like one of my favorite songs on here. Three MCs and one DJ, that was a single. Intergalactic with that video. I believe Spike Jones did that one, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, Yes, he did.
And they got nominated for VMAs for that video. That was always being played on MTV. You know, just a dope video and song, and this whole album was just great. It was just classic b-boy hip hop done right as usual, and that was their pedigree. And you know, each album was just phenomenal from the last one. So yeah, definitely a classic. Should be top 5 Beastie Boys albums.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you about that. Give me 1 second. And I also want to give my rest in peace to Shannen Doherty. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, this one right here was crazy. So
Yeah,
you guys should know who she is. She's an actress. She's probably best known for appearing on Beverly Hills 90210. You know, the show from the teen drama from Fox that ran from like 91 to 2000. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not really the biggest fan of that show, but I do respect what it did to like the teen dramas. To me, if it wasn't for shows like that, you probably wouldn't have shows like Riverdale and what's that show? All these teen shows, Stranger Things, all
uh-huh.
these teen shows that's blowing up and stuff like that too. And I want to also say she was also on Charmed. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Which shout out to my homeboy Jermaine who put me on that show. I'm not really, like I said, that's another show I'm not really the biggest fan of, but
mm-hmm.
if I have to pick between the two, I'll probably watch Charmed just for the laughs. Probably watch Beverly Hills for the drama, if that makes sense. Um, so you guys should know that she passed away. She's had cancer for like a couple of years now and everything. I think like she was diagnosed in 2015. And it's kind of interesting because, around this time where she was having cancer, I felt like I'm just gonna be real. I felt like her name was kind of getting slanderized a lot because she had a reputation for being temperamental
Yeah,
behind the scenes and everything like that too. And you know, the whole Beverly Hills 90210 and stuff like that. That everyone knew about that, but then the whole Charmed feud, especially with Alyssa Milano, who I really cannot fucking stand like that. That's nothing.
you don't like
Y'all
her?
know
Wow.
she's a great act. I liked her from Who's the Boss, Charmed,
Mm-hmm.
but personality wise, her personality, I don't know. Every time I see her, she does that stupid African commercial with the babies. I never like celebrities who do that shit. But anyway, yeah, and so I don't know. I feel like everyone's trying to be like, oh, she's an actress and all that. But when she was alive, people were kind of shitting on her name and shit. So it's just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
careful what be careful what you say in real life and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I personally remember her for a very great actress, very versatile. You know what I'm saying? That's the Shannen Doherty I'm gonna remember her for.
Mm-hmm.
So rest in peace to her and
Yeah.
everything like that too.
Yeah, she was
Now,
great. Brenda and Dylan, rest in peace to Luke Perry. And
yeah, she's with Luke Perry now.
my mom used to
Yes.
watch that show. Like everybody was watching that show, Belly was on 2-0, and I liked her in
Yeah.
Mallrats. You know, she played Renee in Mallrats. Um, what else she was in? Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. She was in that. I
I
just saw her
forgot
in a
you.
movie recently. The new Jean-Claude Van Damme film, Darkness of Man.
Oh,
She's in that. She has
oh
like a
wow.
cameo in that. So yeah, he's still doing films. He's still doing films. He's not the same Van Damme that's high kicking people, and nah, he's not. He's a different Van Damme now. But she had a cameo in that film. You know.
Come. I'm sorry, I didn't even hear you because StreamYard wanted to fuck my stream up.
Yeah, I was saying she had a cameo in the new Van Damme film.
Got you.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna remember her for great actress and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And she was very pretty too. I'm not gonna hold you. She was very pretty. But
Yeah.
now back to the main event. All right, we want to talk about Eminem with the death of Slim Shady. Let me pull up the album cover.
Oh man.
This album kind of heavy rolling and shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like on some real shit, they just gave this motherfucker just a mask and shit and stuff like that. He would, of course, he's not gonna be in a real body bag, but it kind of reminds. Yeah, have you seen have you seen that recent meme about that motherfucker who was who does a job interview and he looked like he was wearing like a vest? Come to find out, he had like a pair of khaki pants, like he just wrapped that around his fucking neck or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll send it to you, but
I'm gonna just say I love Eminem, but I think it is time to retire from him. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain people that they started their career off strong, and then on the tail end of their career, it wasn't so good. And he's one of those artists. He started his career off strong. It was a great run. But over the years, and I don't know if it was because of the drugs or his personal life, he has not made great music. And I still love him. But I think it is time for him to hang it up. Or at least if you're not gonna retire, take like a couple years off. You know, we've seen it happen. Master P did it, Too Short, Jay, they came back. I think Jay came back. I mean, I don't know. I don't consider that run his comeback album great album. You know what I'm saying? Kingdom Come wasn't great, but he's come back a bigger businessman, I would say, than musically. You know what I'm saying? Maybe M might need to take some years off and work on his label. He used to have a roster on Shady. What happened to his roster? You remember the artists that were on there? Stat Quo. You know what I mean? Yeah, Griselda. And how do you fumble Griselda on your label? He had a roster, Skylar Gray. He had a roster of artists, and it's like you don't even hear about them no more. Maybe he needs to take time off and be a better businessman, work on your label, and shit. He wanted to do more acting. Maybe that's the thing he could do. Because I loved him in 8 Mile. I thought he was a natural in 8 Mile. He might need to do more acting. He's done soundtracks for other movies. Take a couple of years off. I don't want to see him retire fully, but these artists say they're gonna retire. They don't really retire. AZ said the same thing. He's not retired.
He's not gonna retire.
You know what I'm saying? But M might need to take a couple years off and come back refreshed, and because there's still some issues that this artist have. He still has issues with his music. You know what I'm saying? And I would hate for one of the best ever to just retire on this note. He still got it lyrically. His lyrics is never the problem. It was always the songs and the production for me on his latter albums. Lyrically, he still got it. That's why I always put him in my top 5, because lyrically he can battle anybody lyrically. He can battle Black Thought. He can battle Nas and Jay and the best of them, living or dead. You know what I'm saying? But music wise, it's still an issue that he has, and I'm not understanding exactly what it is. Has time gone by him, or is he trying to catch up to where the young generation is at now? That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? So I love him. I don't want to see him retire, but he needs to take some time off and come back invigorated when it comes to music. It seemed like he's like going through the motions now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you remember when he came out and Interscope and Aftermath put so much promotion behind him. Like what we seeing now with this album is so much promotion behind it. That used to be a thing for him when he was dropping Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers and Eminem Show, Encore and all that. Now it's like he's just dropping an album. You don't hear about no world tour or nothing. He's like, oh, let me just put out the album. Then y'all won't hear from me, and then I'm gonna put out an album again later on. You know what I mean? So he's going through the motions now. I don't think he's really in love with the music anymore like he was. You know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting opinion.
I mean, that's my take. I don't know how you feel about that. It just seemed like he's bored with music. Maybe he needs to take time off and find something else to do.
I'm gonna save my take till after the review is over. Oh, a man said Griselda just had a distribution deal for 2 albums.
Yeah, but while they were there, they were complaining that they're not getting no promotion. He wasn't promoting them. He was not promoting them. How do you have one of the best stables in hip hop right now, and they're not being promoted by the person that signed them? They didn't need to sign with Shady. They were great being independent. They had their own fan base, their own following. They chose to sign with him. He wasn't promoting them. He did like one remix with them. That was it. But if that was D12, he would have did a whole album with D12. If that was Bizarre, he would have did a whole album with Bizarre. Skylar great albums. He produced like her whole damn album and shit. And she's not a great singer. You know what I'm saying? He did a whole album with Royce that was very below average.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? But you have Griselda, you got Benny and Conway on your fucking label. He ain't promote them. That's why they wanted out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they ain't come right out and diss him and shit, but they wanted out. You know, exactly. Look what he did with Slaughterhouse. A great stable of MCs and screwed that whole thing up.
I'm sorry. That group was already.
It was his idea to bring all of them together. They're not group niggas. Joe Budden is not from no group. Neither is Royce.
That group was already problematic even before they started. Let's keep it real.
It was his idea to bring them as a super group together. Right? All 4 of them are lyrically gifted. How do you drop the ball with because Joe Budden told him that Revival was trash? It was garbage. It's better that you hear it from your own artist than the fans.
It was more than that though.
Joe Budden is saying that it started with that he got in his feelings because Joe told him the album was trash, and he was like, "Oh well, why are you going to social media and saying it instead of calling me up? You have my number."
I mean, I see both Eminem and Joe Budden's point on that, but because let's just say hypothetically, Joe said that the shit was dope, the shit was okay when he heard it, just to be nice and shit. Then he went on social media and dissed him. I can see why Eminem got mad, but at the same time, hear me out. But at the same time, it's just that niggas are just too sensitive about opinions and shit like that these days. Like, look at the whole Drake and Meek Mill beef. Look at that shit. All that shit happened because motherfuckers said some shit about the album. Motherfuckers want to promote some shit. Motherfuckers went on social media and shit like that. Boom. Wash, rinse, repeat. But like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you. I actually hear what you have to say, but at the same time, I'm gonna say my thoughts.
They were promoted like they're not mainstream. You cannot try to promote them for the MTV crowd. That is not them. And just the different beat selections were just off. I'm like, they're not that. If you're gonna put together a super group of lyricists, they need to be promoted to the underground audience. They're not mainstream niggas. None of them niggas went platinum. You know what I'm saying? So just the beat selections was just off. And then that whole thing with the shelved album that Just Blaze did for them, and Eminem was like, Joe was like he wanted to recoup money, and Joe was like, recoup what? The album ain't even out. What the fuck are we recouping? What are you recouping if you don't put the album out? You know what I'm saying? So he like it almost sounds like he purposely shelved that album, and that's why they wanted. It was just a whole bunch of shit. But it's like he hasn't done great with his label, and you would think he would because Dre's his mentor, and you see what Dre did with Aftermath. Everybody that Dre has signed for the most part has been a superstar, and you would think M would follow what his mentor did, but he's not. He hasn't done that with Shady. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if he's going to retire as an artist and then work on your label, or if he wants to do more acting, do that. I think he will be good at it.
All right, well, let's get started with this review. This shit. I guess you want to hear us talk about the tracks and shit, I guess. But all right, so the last Eminem album I talked about up to date was The Music to Be Murdered By 1. which I like that. I liked it. I didn't think it was great, but I felt like it was way better than Revival and Kamikaze.
That's not
I
saying
feel like
much.
Anyway. So up until that point, Eminem mostly just been, doing his shit, doing guest appearances and stuff like that too. He dropped the deluxe edition, the Music to Be Murdered by Side B, and everything like that too, which I've heard bits and pieces of it. I have to actually hear it in full and stuff like that too. But the bits and pieces I've heard, I was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And around that time, he had gotten into some issues too with a few rappers. Like one of them was apparently Snoop Dogg, and I don't know if I would call this a beef or some shit like that too, because this was just kind of crazy and stuff like that. So I guess from what I looked up, they had some disagreement, and Snoop felt like Aaron wasn't really one of the best, but they squashed that shit because around that time Dre had his own issues, with the brain aneurysm, so they quickly squashed that shit, and of course they performed at the Super Bowl halftime show with Dre, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick, 50, Anderson .Paak 2 was up there. That was a dope halftime show.
It was. That was great.
Yeah, despite certain motherfuckers complaining, oh, why wasn't I there? Why wasn't I there?
Who, Game? They didn't want you there. That's why.
Game, Danny Boy, all
They
them.
didn't want you over there. They didn't want you over there. They didn't invite the whole West Coast. They invited Dre and Snoop. What's the whole West Coast?
Shit. All right, Christian. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that restaurant too. I mean, he did open at the Mom's Spaghetti restaurant and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
I got some bad reviews too.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And then also too, he had actually got into a situation with Melly Mel, and oh boy, yeah, that mind you, that's about to be 1 year ago today. He dropped that diss track.
Wow.
No apologies. I'm just a disclaimer. Whatever that's corny.
Come on, Mel. Really?
Mind you, that was on the 50th anniversary. This is how you represent 50 years.
I felt like Mel was like trying to think Eminem was gonna be the easy target. You know who you fucking with? This is Eminem. Right. This is not Vanilla Ice. I mean, it's a totally different artist. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. And so then also Eminem, he had a new signing called Easy Mill, which I'm not really a big fan of him like that, which I'll talk more about him on this record. And so he re-released the Marshall Mathers LP2 for the 10th anniversary and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And then it wasn't until like late 2023, early 2024, there were talks that he was doing a new album and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? And the album was supposed to have been like Murder of Slim Shady. Because if you guys remember albums like T.I. versus T.I.P. or even like, certain albums like that, they want to murder the alter ego, right? And or something like Maturity. Hell, I would even say Jay-Z's Kingdom Come and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like from where I looked up the 99 Problems music video, when Jay-Z got shot at the end, that was supposed to have been the death of Jay-Z.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't even know.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So,
which one was that? Was that Hove or Hova or Jigga, whatever the hell you call yourself now?
That was Jay-Z. That was just plain Jay-Z.
Okay. So we have now. So who's this now? We have is this Sean Carter or what is this?
I guess they forgot about it because now he just still calls himself Jay-Z. So hey, okay. So yeah, man. So this album came out with the first single, the Houdini joint and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm gonna say my thoughts on that one. And so this was the album. This is the album cover right here. It just has Eminem in the body bag and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Vintage Eminem right here. So let me get into the producers and shit. Give me 1 second.
Have you seen the Drake one?
That was hilarious. All right, so producers include Cole Bennett, Benny Blanco, Callis, Carlton, Don Cannon, Q Beats, Daniel, Dem Joints, Dr. Dre, Emily, Eminem, Frederick, Marvy A, Carlton McDowell, John Nakito, Mr. Porter, Louise Resto, and White Gold. It came out with two singles called Houdini and Toby. Guest appearances include White Gold, Sly Piper, JID, Dem Joints, Easy Mills, Skylar Gray, White Gold, Baby Tron, Big Sean, and Jelly Roll. Just to let you guys know, I'm only going to do the OG version of this album. I'm not going to do the deluxe version.
I haven't, and the fucked up thing is, YouTube won't upload the primo track and the other bonus track. So I haven't heard the two bonuses.
Oh wow!
So I guess I got to go on Spotify or Pandora to listen to them, but I haven't. I wasn't in a rush to do it either. Just listening to this 19 track album.
Be funny.
Yeah.
Alright, so like Try said, this album has 19 tracks. So the first track is called Renaissance. Nice way to kick off an album, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much set the whole tone for the project. What I got from this project was this song right here. It's like, of course, Renaissance meaning rebirth and everything like that too. And he's talking about how motherfuckers in this day and age and stuff like that, like the pinpoint like the legends and stuff like that, especially certain hip hop legends that drop recent albums and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? I love the line when he says, let's travel inside the mind of a hater, because I don't see no fans. All I see is a bunch of complainers. Kendrick's album was cool, but it didn't have any bangers. Of course, that was a Drake. Wayne's album, Ye's, couldn't tell you which one was lamer. Jonas' album was corny. Shady's new shit is way worse. Everything is either too tame or this, too much anger. I didn't like the beat, so I hated might delete later. You know what I'm saying? So he's mentioning all these rappers and stuff like that too. How, because when he mentioned the Kendrick album, Mr. Morales, that album, from a lot of diehard Kendrick fans, at the time, they didn't really care for it too much from what I looked up, because of the fact that it was a bit too more somber and stuff like that too. It's kind of crazy how, I'm just going to say, niggas, it's kind of crazy how niggas don't like Mr. Morales, but they love 444. Not trying to talk shit about 444, but
it wasn't a classic album. People saying it's classic. I'm like, that's not a classic album.
I wouldn't call it a classic. I would say it's a good album. It's a great album. I wouldn't call it a classic.
Not no classic.
Yeah, but yeah, he's pretty much getting in the mind of a hater who's like pinpointing everything and stuff like this. So I wish this song was a bit more longer, in my personal opinion, because he was actually rapping on this one. So
yeah, I liked the opening. Spits on the grave, and you get like the thunder and rain in the background, and had a faster paced beat with pianos on it, and this should have been a full song.
Yes,
it should have been a full song. I don't know why it was just the intro, but I felt like it should have been a full song. The albums that he's naming, I thought Kendrick's album was good. It wasn't one of his best to me, but he had joints on there. The Ye album, I enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like it should have been a full track instead of an intro.
I definitely agree with you about that. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, you and I, we fuck with the Kendrick album because we got what he was going with that one. You know what I'm saying?
What Ye album was he referring to? The one with Ty Dolla $ign or the one with Kid Cudi?
I think the one with Ty Dolla $ign, because that was the one that recently came out.
The Vultures, I like the Vultures one. I thought that was fire.
I'm not even. I'm
rushing. I don't know. I don't know. Ye is gonna be Ye. People, I think even some of his fans turn on him. You know what I'm saying? And he's not dropping, the quality that we know he can drop. But the Vultures album, I actually thought it was fire.
Respect. You see how me and Try can have different opinions and we don't like to bash each other? You see how that? That's how it's supposed to be. But anyway, right. Track number 2, we got his Habits featuring White Gold. What did I say about this track? So this one was a very interesting track right here and stuff. He was talking about addiction, but what I felt like he was talking about because I felt like he was using addiction in two ways. Like he was talking about his addiction to nostalgia, especially with the whole Slim Shady alter ego, and of course, he's talking about his substance abuse addiction and stuff like that too, which is kind of crazy. How you say he was still an addict and whatnot too, which is kind of crazy. But like I said, it could be me going two ways if that makes sense. This one was pretty straight. I like this one too. The beat was pretty solid and everything, so I like this one.
I didn't like it. Did not like the beat.
You like it?
Thought it was whack.
Yep. Yeah.
Did not like it.
All right. Track number 3, Trouble. So this is like a short little 42-second song, little parody, vintage Eminem, vintage Slim Shady. You know what I'm saying? He's just going off on blind people, deaf people, paralyzed people. He was just going off on the whole. It's pretty much him saying like a parody of him doing like cancel me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a parody track. So
yeah,
I got to it was. I didn't take it too seriously.
This should have been a full song too. It was a short track.
It's like the best shit should have been the full song, right?
The intro and Trouble, that should have been full songs. The beat was fire. I liked it. I thought it was a dope beat, but it should have been a full song.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you about that. Excuse me. So track number 4 we got is called Brand New Dance. It's kind of ironic how he pretty much did a song going back to his Christopher Reeve bashing days.
Right.
In case you guys don't know, Christopher Reeve was best known for playing Superman. He was also in one of my favorite movies, Street Smart, with Morgan Freeman. That movie was tough, man. One of Morgan Freeman's best roles. That was like one of his earliest roles, like before Lean on Me. I think that was even before Glory too, if I'm not mistaken.
Before he was groping bitches and then he got his hand sick and all that.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not like this song. I feel like with a lot of these songs on the album. Were you laughing at me or you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at you.
Yeah. I feel like with a lot of these songs on this album, you try to like have certain odes to certain albums and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This was Encore Eminem, and you guys know how I feel about Encore.
Oh God.
And everything like that. So, because yeah, the weird chorus again is I get what he's trying to do with this song though, but I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
It had that quirky Eminem melody. It's listenable because this is something that he would have did for Encore for the Eminem show, and it reminded me of the Eminem that I used to love.
Interesting.
Is it something that I would play maybe once in the blue? But it's not like one of my favorites on this album. But it does remind me of what Eminem used to sound like before he decided to try to imitate a drill mumble rapper. But it had, when you hear it, it has that. I'm like, oh, this is something that could have been on Eminem show or Encore, because he was comedic like that. Ask Like That. That song was from Encore, and that was like a major hit off of that album somehow. And that, to me, it was just hilarious hearing that. Like, he had like the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Pakistani accents on that. And
I hate that song.
He was just fascinated with using those accents. And thank God he didn't do that shit on here. But for some time, he was doing accents, and he had the video was hilarious, and they played that shit like it was a smash hit off of that album. You know what I'm saying? MTV played that like every album. I'm like, this shit is hilarious, but it's like hilariously bad. You know what I'm saying? So he did songs like this in the past, you know what I mean? But it's not something I would go back to often, though. This would be like, let me play this once in the blue.
Yeah. So pretty much, you just find it decent, pretty much, right?
It was okay. It reminded me of old Eminem, but it was not one of my favorites on here.
Okay, respect. All right, track number 5, we got Evil. This was a dope record right here. This was produced by Don Cannon, Q Beats, and Eminem, and everything like that. Cause I'm so evil. Right? Eminem be having these choruses and shit like that. Um, I got Bonnie and Clyde vibes from this track. I'm gonna be real with you, like Bonnie and Clyde kind of shit. I don't know if it's just me, but this gave me like Slim Shady LP vibes. Very dark, very gloomy. Yeah, I like this one.
It was okay. Eminem is taking shots at his mom again. That part I don't understand because you reconcile with your mom on Headlights from Marshall Mathers LP too. Now you're taking shots. So I'm assuming the relationship with his mother is not on good terms.
He said it was, but you gotta understand this. He's going through the Slim Shady alter ego, so he's rekindling a lot of that.
How much of it is actually real though?
That's a good question though.
You know what I'm saying? Because he did some shit on here, and I'm like, we're going back to this now. You know what I'm saying? Like we're back to dissing our mothers now. Is that what we're doing? Cleaning out my closet? That's what we're doing?
I'm sorry, mama.
You know what I mean? You made a whole.
I didn't mean to hurt you.
Like,
I'm sorry.
He had some balls to put out a song like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you said I'm sorry on Headlights. Now we're back to throwing shit at our mothers again. So which one is it?
Like I said, I see what you're saying though. You do make very strong points though, but regarding whatever's going on between him and his mom, it's between him and his moms and shit. But at the same time, I personally just feel like it's just self-parody at the same time too. But we didn't write the song, so we wouldn't really know. But you do make some very good points as well. All right, track number 6, All You Got. This is like a little skit. This skit, is just like he just like beating up Slim Shady, or him and Slim Shady in the fight, and he's like, "All you got, come on, give it to me." I could have done without this skit.
I like this.
Really?
I think yes, I like the skits on here. I don't care for skits unless they really unless they play a part in the album. I think the skits played a part in this album. I like the skits on here. I think what he needs to do is make like a mini film with playing both characters, Slim Shady and Eminem, and then you include the skits in the movie. When he's actually talking to his alter ego, and the alter ego is telling him, "You can't kill me. I will always be with you forever." That would make a great mini film. Just that scene right there.
Yeah. That'd be kind of interesting though.
Yeah.
Very interesting. He said he was part of a rap group called the Shitty Boys. Well, thank you, because I don't know shit about Toby, so thank you so much for that.
I wouldn't even mention him.
Anyway, now we're gonna get to my joint right here, Lucifer.
I like this joint.
Man, Dre. I think Dre was on this beat with Sly Piper, Luis Resto, Halton. I mean, this is the beat I want to hear Eminem rap on more. You know what I'm saying? This is that kind of vintage beat. You know what I'm saying? So he's just going in on the mic and stuff like that. We just talked about, let me just get some shit out my chest. Fuck everybody and everything like that too. I love the fact that he mentioned the Steady B and Cool C robbery. In case y'all don't know, gotta give y'all a little hip hop history lesson. They were a bunch of Philly rappers who pretty much robbed a bank and killed a cop that's currently in prison awaiting death row, but they've been on death row for about a couple of years now, unfortunately. I don't know when that's the right word, but hey, it's just an unfortunate way of events. But the Raz Cast song "Slow on Ice" remix, he mentioned them too, so y'all check that out. I love the line where he says, "So they want beef, can we make like Bonnie and Clyde? Haters can meet the same exact fit as my dad. Wait, Least he didn't miss me graduate. Okay, yeah, great. But yeah, but mom, do I still act 8 or maybe a little Debbie what like a snack cake slut? You know what I'm saying? Love the wordplay on that one. Love the cadence on that one too. You know what I'm saying? And then he also mentioned Candace Owens on this track. You know what I'm saying? The black girl, the white girl passing for black these days. Let me stop. Let me stop. Candace Owens, man. Candace is a trip. That's all I'm saying. He says, and Candace, oh, I ain't mad at her. I ain't gonna throw the fact bitch because she was black back at her. Laugh at her like them crackers. She's backing after her back is turned. In the cute MAGA hat with a brand new White Lives Matter shirt. Haha, no. Or say this MAGA dirtbag in the skirt. Just open the biggest can of worms on the whole planet Earth. Call her Grand Wizard, Clayton's, or Grand Dragon, or like the national anthem. I won't stand for the Woo! Man,
Court and bars. You did more than I did tonight. Salute
I'm
to you
sorry.
for doing that.
I'm this, and y'all say this album is trash though.
We didn't say it was trash. We didn't say it was trash.
I've been seeing some people
who said it was trash.
Like, a lot of niggas said it was trash though.
Well, they probably didn't listen to it.
But nigga,
it's not trash, but it's not great.
So that I agree with. But we'll talk more about that. But shit like this is the Eminem that should have been on Revival, Kamikaze. Right. Hell, exactly. I'm sorry. I'll even go as far as say Marshall Mathers LP2.
Yes.
Stuff like that though. But yeah, man. Fire. This might be my second favorite track on the album.
I agree. This is the vintage M that I've been missing. You know, for so many years. And he still got it. But I already knew that. I needed to hear it. I knew he still had it. I just needed to hear it. And if it meant, you know, reconnecting with Dre, then that's what it had to be. But I wish the whole album was like this.
Right.
But for this song, this is vintage M. Love the Dr. Dre beat. You know, M said, now all I see is dollar signs, losers. Bitch, I was in the trench like them Columbine shooters.
Ooh.
He's always on point lyrically. That was never the issue. The issue was just everything else. You know, but this is one of my favorite songs on this album.
I agree. I definitely agree with you, man. Because
we got one.
We actually agreed on something.
Yes.
So far. Wow.
Yes.
But it warms my heart that you said it's not good, but it's good, but it's not great. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a great album. You know it's not a great album.
I know.
This is not on the level of Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, and Eminem show. Those days are gone.
It's not.
Those are his best albums. Those days are gone.
We'll talk about
it on the same level as Relapse and Recovery because I think those were better albums. But it's not.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
It's not Revival. It's not Kamikaze. It's not Music to be Murdered by. But it's not a great album.
What I'm about to say in my final analysis is
you are not about to tell me this. You think this is better than?
We're gonna go into the next song. Let's go to the next song. We're gonna go into the next song because that's my early thoughts are pay-per-view, first of all, and I'm gonna actually. We're not even halfway through the album yet, though. I don't think so. Hold on, what was the song Primo did? Let me look that up.
Antoine, I love Recovery. That was his most personal album.
That might be a review coming very soon. That's all I'm going to say. Track number 8, Antichrist. Wow, another very dope track right here. You know what I'm saying? This is like part of the whole Evil trilogy and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much another aim at the woke culture, but he's also showing shots at fucking Kanye, Epstein, and the Diddler and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of funny too. You know what I'm saying? Because the line against Diddy was my favorite one. He says, "Next idiot asked me is getting his ass beat worse than Diddy did." They had to bleep out Cassie's name and shit, but we all know. Yeah, but on the real though, what? She probably ran out the room with the fucking dildo. Come here. He tried to field goal, punt her. She said the feature. She said, "You laughing at me?" He said, "Try to field goal, punt her." She said to chill. No, now put it back in my ass and get the steel toe. Ew, out the fuck. Got nightmares going Freddy on me because they steady hunt me. Yeah, oh, shitty's bad to the core, but look at the bread he got. This. What I mean, this.
Yeah.
Yo, God, and then the fucking he did a line where he said, "Cause now my shit slaps harder than will do." Word to Glorilla Glue. I don't need sticky fingers to steal on you. Cause you know him and Will Smith had their their choice of words too and shit.
Right.
That's funny. Will Smith and Eminem beef, and that's funny.
Thank God Will ain't make no battle track. That might have ended his career.
You said what?
I said, thank God Will ain't make no battle track.
Yo, can you imagine if Will responded to Eminem on his new album and shit?
No, I would tell him not to.
He's like, no, Will, no.
Don't do it.
Don't maybe get Uncle Phil on you, man. Don't.
Will.
All right, but yeah, that's all I had to say.
I like this song. You know, it was Eminem being brash and outspoken again. That's what we missed about him. You know, taking shots at you know, Diddy and everyone else, and but to me, the star of this track was Bizarre. Bizarre at the end with the beat switch, and he had his verse. I think he was the star of this track. I liked his verse. He said, "My rent, my girl needed an abortion. What you gonna do?" Sold the Eminem Jordans. Remember the Eminem Jordans? He had like his own sneaker by Jordan, Jordan brand. I like Bizarre on this track. Definitely. I think he was the star of this track. M did his thing, but to me, Bizarre stole the show. And the beat was fire. This was an actually good song. I would like to see both of them do a video for this song.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to Bizarre, man. You gotta love Bizarre, man. All right. So next track, Fuel featuring JID. My favorite track on this album. Be real with you. This track, man, I have to replay this like 3 times on some real shit. So a lot of people have said that J. Cole was supposed to have been on this album though, but I don't know what happened. I guess JID, you know, took his place and shit. You know, JID, I mean, that dude goes in and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? What I got from this track right here is pretty much just them talking about how they're not gonna stop what they're doing, you know, just some braggadocio kind of shit. JID definitely did his thing on this one. M definitely did his thing on this one too. Again, he's throwing shots at Diddy. You know, he says, "I'm like the RAPER. Yeah, got so much SAs, SASA, huh? Wait, did he that spell the word rapper and leave out the P? Did he? RIP, rest in peace, Biggie and Pop. Both of y'all should be living. Yep, but I ain't trying to beef with him, no, because he might put out a hit on me. Keefy D, get him." Damn. I know you love that line and shit. I don't have to say now. Sure. I know you love that line.
Yep. Man.
50 Cent happy as hell right there. He was like, yeah.
Right. Yeah, M was spitting on this one. He definitely had a lot of good lines on here. He says, is a line he said, like James Todd, now your arms are too short to beat K Brawl. Indeed, they small like DJ Paul. My new band's better than your truck by far. Bitch, suck my balls. You either smoke crack or you're playing stickball in the street. Because you must be on base if you thinking you can touch my car. He had a lot of good lines. JID did his thing. And the beat was cool. Like, I liked it. You know, it was a nice little collab.
Yeah, it was definitely dope collab and shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oops, I'll pick that up later. All right, track number 10, Road Rage, featuring Dem Joints and Sly Piper. Yeah, I didn't like this track, to be real
Yeah,
with you.
I didn't like this. Did not like
The
this.
the beat was too same. It was too safe for me. I'm
It,
just
it was
like,
back to me. I just there's no bump for me on here.
yeah, I got you. Yeah. Next, Houdini, track number 11. So this was the first single on the album. You know what I'm saying? Fire track. I love this
Yes, he's
track,
back.
right?
Back again. Shady's back. This
Back.
remind me of Eminem, like Eminem show era, encore era. This definitely could have been on any of those albums back then. That's why I like it. I'm like, it was catchy. You know, most of his first singles back then were catchy. Real Slim Shady and Just Lose It. You know, We Made You. Those singles, they were catchy. They were radio friendly. This remind me of that era of Eminem. I'm like, so when I heard this, I'm like, this is vintage M right here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when I heard this track, I was like, you know what? I have some high hopes for this project right here and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't sure still.
Um,
Even when it came out, I was like, it reminds me of vintage M, but I still want to hear the album though.
you said what?
I said when it came out, it reminded me of like old school Eminem, but I still needed to hear the album. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, because it could come out and it'd be like one good song, and then the rest of the album is trash.
Facts. Guess who's back? Back here again. Shady's back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's funny because there was a recent Lord Jamar interview and stuff like that where he was even dissing the song and stuff like that. I ain't bumping that.
Lil Jamar is just saying crazy shit right now. He's trying to put a narrative to blacks and Latinos and trying to divide us with who started hip hop. Who cares? Doesn't matter at this point. Hip hop is 51 years this year. And he's talking about who started hip hop. Why? What is the narrative that people are going to? What is the knowledge people are going to gain from that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's crazy too because I think I just recently read somewhere that what's his name? No, it's not him. It's not a
So
recent interview.
you're telling people about blacks or Latinos started hip hop, and then you're saying shit like, oh, you don't feel like Eminem should be in hip hop, and what's next? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Why shouldn't he be in hip hop? Why not?
people are just ignorant
Why
and
not?
shit. That's a
You have some of your own African American artists that sound like trash that's in hip hop. I didn't see him attack. I didn't see him go this hard for Migos. When Migos was going around saying they're the best rap group ever. What?
oh
I didn't
hell
hear
no.
nothing from him. I didn't hear a peep out of him when they were saying shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of your own people sound like crap, but Eminem have a place in hip hop.
And mind you, Eminem gave a lot of shout outs to Brand Nubian over the years, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Exactly.
Anyway, hold on. All right, track number 12, Breaking News. Now this is a skit I like. Pretty much it's just like a news report saying how Eminem is trying to cancel himself and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, decent skit.
I love it. Skit is like you got the protesters outside of his mom's spaghetti restaurant, and they trying to like cancel him for the outrageous lyrics about the transgenders and the kids and his insensitive comments for just about everything. And then you had like the news clips there, and again, like that could be part of a mini film. That whole having that whole scene play out. So I liked it.
Definitely. All right, next track is Guilty Conscience 2. Um, this one I have mixed feelings about. I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know the original Guilty Conscience is a classic and everything. So I was expecting Dre to be on it, but of course, he wasn't. I mean, he was one of the producers, of course, but with this one, it takes a more somber tone, and this one was written as like a battle between Eminem and his alter ego Slim Shady. On paper, it does sound like a dope idea, but I'm gonna be real with you. I would not call it Guilty Conscience 2. That's just my personal opinion, because the original Guilty Conscience, that was a staple between like it was just the back and forth between Dre and Eminem that really was what made it work. This one was a good song. I got what he was trying to do, but I would not name it Guilty Conscience 2.
They needed Dre on here.
Yeah.
They needed Dre on here. But I was thinking, I'm like, did his character kill himself in part 1 or no?
Who in the original Guilty Conscience?
Yeah.
I don't think
I think it needed Dre again on here. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was cool. I don't know. I think Dre was needed for this though. I think the beat was fire, but Dre was needed on this. And then at the end of the track, it's like he woke up from a dream and then he calls Paul Rosenberg up. Like I said, like I could see a video for this. Like just cinematically, I think it would be dope.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that. Definitely. All right. Next track we got is Head Honcho featuring Easy Mill. Like I said before, I've never really been the biggest Easy Mill fan like that. You know what I'm saying? This song was kind of okay. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really one of my favorites on this album. So yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's crazy because this is the first time anybody from Shady Records appeared on the Eminem album since Relapse. That's the crazy part.
Really? But who has he had since then though? Who's been on the label other than Griselda that you fumbled?
Yeah, I mean, you got a point there.
Who has he had? He might as well sign his daughter because that's all he seems to talk about now.
Stop it. You're funny yourself. All right. Next song is Temporary, Speaking of His Daughter, featuring Skylar Grey. This was a good song, but I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like Eminem singing. I don't.
That's the least of
the emotional.
That's the least of the.
I mean, the emotion. Hey, I get it. I like the emotional Eminem songs, but sometimes I hate to say it can be kind of sappy at times, overly sappy. Like prime example, When I'm Gone, good song, but it was just like okay. It was just like I get.
He's always done those type of heartfelt songs on his albums.
He did, but I felt like post Eminem show it got more and more saccharine. If that makes sense. Like it's just like automatic tearjerkers. It's just like, damn, we were just being grossed out and being black comedy. All of a sudden now you're trying to be like motherfucking trying to be like motherfucking Elton John up this bitch and shit. Cause they're friends and shit, But like I said, I don't dislike the song. I just don't like how like if you like you said, listen to songs like I'll even say Stand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Great storytelling track.
Great storytelling track, definitely. And you saw the sentimentality, you saw the tragedy in Stand, without it actually just saying, "Oh my God, this is supposed to be a sad story."
Right.
Now look at a song like "Not Afraid" on Recovery. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid.
Love that song.
Yeah, you automatically know. Yeah, he wants you to feel something. Shit. Mm-hmm. He wants you to feel it. And it's just like, okay, that's like Eminem. I get it. It's relaxed and everything. And yeah, I like Not Afraid. I like the song. Mm-hmm. I admit it got overplayed as fuck, but I like it. But hey,
because I was like the first single where it was actually a heartfelt first single compared to the wackiness that he did with Just Lose It and Real Slim Shady. My Name Is, you know what I'm saying? Like those were like wacky first singles. Not Afraid was like a different tone when he first came out with that from from Recovery. Was it Recovery that was?
Recovery. Yep.
You know, that's why I say it was like a personal album for him. Like Proof had just passed away. You know, he was dealing with the drugs, you know, drug relapse and all that, and he was heartfelt on that whole album. You know, this is like not needed. We are going back now. This has been 20. It seemed like 20 something years. Eminem has been doing this with the "I'm sorry, Haley, I was a fucked up dad" thing. It is tiring. We are over this already. Haley is a grown ass
Yeah.
woman. She's married with a husband. She's eventually gonna have kids, and Eminem is gonna be a granddad eventually. She has her
Right.
own podcast. Why are we still doing these "I apologize, Haley" songs? What type of dad was he? What type of dad? Does anybody know what type of dad he was when Haley was born? Well, I mean, unless he was like out of her life, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Why does he feel the need to keep apologizing to Haley? And he has other kids too that nobody mentions. But he only does these songs for Haley. What type of dad was he? Unless you had Haley kidnapped and locked in the basement with no food and water, or you were sexually
Yeah.
molesting her. Why are we still dealing with these? I'm sorry, I was a fucked up dad. I was strung out on drugs, Haley, but I love you. And why are we still hearing this? You did this 20 years ago.
I can't speak. I can't speak as a dad because I've never been a dad. But sometimes, growing up and raising your kids and shit like that, you know what I'm saying.
He had
Sometimes you
he
might have
had
to.
Haley.
No,
You remember Haley's song?
no, yeah, no. But
You
listen,
remember
listen,
Haley's
listen.
song, right?
I remember. I remember. I get it.
You,
I get it. And that one, I was not really a big fan of that track like that either. You know what I'm saying?
you remember the song you did Say What You Say, not Say What You Say, what's that other song? My dad's going crazy. She was on
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Encore. He comes out with Mockingbird. That was all about Haley. She was in the video. We still making I Apologize, Haley songs in 2024. What type of dad was he? Because it seemed like that seems to be like his saving grace out of all the other personal bullshit that's going on in his life. Like, for all the fucked up things that I did, Haley's my one saving grace. So let me dedicate a song to her. You've been doing this, M. Marshall, if you watching, stop with the Haley songs. It's not needed. He's been doing this for 20 something years, bro. I'm like, come on, another Haley I Apologize song. If she hasn't forgive your ass yet, then maybe you just need to just leave her alone. And the last time I checked, they were on good terms, right? Because he was at her wedding. You know, she named her podcast after him. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she has a podcast on YouTube for anybody to know that. It's named after Eminem. Okay, so it was not needed. Like we already been through this 20 years, Marshall. We don't need another I'm sorry, Haley, I was a bad dad. We got it the first time. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's like old habits. He's still with these old habits. I wanted old Marshall. I wanted old Eminem. I didn't want you to actually do the same shit you did on Marshall Mathers LP and Eminem show. It's not needed. You know what I'm saying? There's not even a beat to this. This is like a whole acapella dedication to Haley. You know, Skylar Grace said something about she had writer's block. Well, of course you did. You didn't come out with shit in for how long? I would have writer's block too. You ain't drop an album in how many years? Because your boss don't know how to run his label. You know, he was so hyped to sign Griselda, and then you fumble the ball with Griselda that they wanted out. She had writer's block. Of course he would. You didn't drop shit in how many years? It's been a while for the Skylar. I heard Skylar Gray's album. That was like a long time ago, before the pandemic happened. It had to be at least 7 or 8 years since our album dropped. So can you blame him for having writer's block? You didn't come out with shit. You know, he's too busy making songs about his daughter, who's a grown-ass woman that's married. Like, what are we doing, Marshall? What are we doing here? Like I said, unless you had Haley and you put in child endangerment, or you was sexually molesting her, why the fuck are we still hearing apology songs at this time? It's not needed. That's my take on it. You know,
Understandable.
and the thing that's so eerie about it is he's talking like in past tense, like he's already dead and gone. So like, what are you trying to tell us? Are you planning on killing yourself? He's like, you know, I want. Did he say something about, like in the beginning of the song about you know, after I'm dead and gone, Haley, I'll be right. Like, what are we doing, Marshall? Like, what are you trying to tell us? The death of Slim Shady. Are you act? Is it hitting a little bit too close to home, or is this all for show? That's the part I need to know about. Like, is if everything is good at home, then why are you still making apology songs to your daughter? It's not needed. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, maybe from the outside, he's making it seem like everything is good, and maybe it's really not good with him and Haley. You know, maybe there's things going on that he don't want the public to know, because if everything is good, why there shouldn't be no reason why you're still doing songs for your daughter. It's not making sense.
So you never know what's behind closed doors, my friend.
She has a podcast dedicated to her dad. So you know what I'm saying? I don't think she would have had a podcast and naming it after him if shit wasn't good. Unless she's just trying to get views or whatever.
Definitely, I see your point. All right. Next song, "Bad One," featuring White Gold. This one was okay too. I didn't really care for this one too much like that.
You know, I didn't like this. Call it like you see it, Red.
Yeah.
This was not good.
Oh no, the song I'm gonna call out is the next one. Toby.
This wasn't good either. I don't like both of them. I don't like either one.
Featuring Big and Baby Tron. I did not like this song at all. I was like, why? After hearing this album, I'm just like, why did he pick this as a single, man?
You already know how I feel about Big Sean. I think he's overrated as fuck. Never liked him.
Same. I never liked Big Sean. I only liked him when he was with Janae Aiko.
And she made that project better than it should have been. His own baby mama.
I agree.
I signed him on that project.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so this song kind of sparked a mini controversy because he pretty much had a line. And she's like, no, and I'm about to pull it up. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out where that shit is. He pretty much had a line where it was thought that he was going after Jay-Z, but that got knocked down real quick and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pull up the line, but hold on. Okay, so he said, now I ain't feeling your top 5 rappers. Ooh, now I know they about to be pissed at me. Why? But this is to me a mystery. How rappers I've already ripped could be what higher up on a list than me. Yet here I sit on your list, though at 5, which is still fine. But just know inside of me that shit's hilarious. So when I get this though by a pioneer who was one of the reasons why I'm here, they tell me I should just let shit go and slide. Why? Melly Mel shouldn't get no reply. That man's legend, bitch. So am I. So with the Jay-Z line and shit like that, because you guys know Billboard had that controversial top 50 or whatever rappers and shit like that too, and Jay-Z was number 1. But Voice said that was not a diss at Jay or whatever. That was just pretty much his competition shit. But the Melly Mel shit, that was pretty much just aimed at him and shit, because he's pretty much saying that why is it that people say that, oh, you can't go after Melly Mel because he's a legend, but he feels like he did his thing as a legend too. So why is that it's okay to disrespect him, but it's not okay to disrespect Melly Mel and whatnot
it
too.
Comes down to him being white. That's what that's about. That's
bingo.
what it comes down. And I can't understand why in 2024, when you have a half white artist in Canada that's been on the charts. Hello, Drake is not fully black. I have to remind people, his mother is white. He's been on the charts forever. It wasn't a problem then. But I guess because Eminem has outsold your favorite rapper like Black Thought, it's an issue. You know, we have black people saying, "Oh, I can't bump Eminem in the whip," because Eminem was always being bumped in the club, right? Because Black Thought was always being bumped in the club, right? Get out of here. Stop the bullshit. The problem is he's white and nobody wants to say it. Yes, Eminem is better than a lot of our own African American MCs. Nobody wants to say that. I'm saying it. He is.
Right.
And because he sold a shitload of albums compared to your own favorite rapper, that's what people don't like. Yeah, but those same people that don't like Eminem, y'all like the Beastie Boys though. You like House of Pain. They sold millions. I ain't seen nobody come for their head.
That's a good point.
So let's keep it a buck and call it what it is. This is all about the color of this man's skin.
Yep, you're right about that. All right, next track.
I love Jadakiss, but he ain't got a fucking classic to his name. Eminem do. They're saying.
I still say "Kiss the Game."
No, that's his best album. That's not touching the 3 Eminem classics. That's touching Slim Shady LP or Eminem Show, Marshall Mathers? No. Fuck no. I'll tell Jadakiss that hit my damn self. That your shit ain't touching Eminem shit. Sorry. You a great lyricist, but your discography have no classics. Mark, what's good? Salute.
Hey Mark, what's happening? All right, track number 18. Guess who's back? Skit. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, you know, just a skit. I didn't really care for this skit like that either. To be real with you.
See, I actually like
it's just pretty much.
Is there a full moon out tonight? I actually like the skits on this album, and you know I don't like skits on albums unless they play a major part in the album. I think all the skits went well with this album. Thank you, Mark. He have no classics to his name. I've been telling people this.
Shit.
You didn't like the Ken Kniff skit?
Yeah, I could have done without it. I won't be real.
That character well, Reg. Like that, all the stuff he's done with the Ken Kniff character has been hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And it was good to see Ken Kniff back on this album. And I always wanted him to do like some type of video with the Ken Kniff character. We never got that. You know, that's why I say he needs to do like a mini movie for this album and just include like all the characters. It'll be funny.
Shit. Maybe one day it will happen in shit, man. Maybe one day.
One day? That shit, it should be now. What do you mean one day? He's retiring, right? I don't want to see it later. I don't want to see it later. Like, do it now.
I don't know why y'all niggas think.
They promoted the shit out of this album. Do it now while the fire is while the iron is hot. You guys strike now.
But yeah. And the last song is "Somebody Save Me" featuring Jelly Roll, who's like that white country singer and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just talking about his addiction issues and whatnot. I feel like it's a nice somber way to end off the album. You know what I'm saying? Jelly Roll is actually a pretty dope artist. He's not like, I'm not one of those guys like, oh, let me bump some Jelly Roll right quick, but he got some shit to say. You know, this whole new country boom and shit like that. He alright, so. It's a nice way to end up the album.
Another heartfelt song that was not needed. I like the fact that he did a collab with Jelly Roll. You know, he was never. I don't think M was ever afraid to collaborate with different artists. But right. Again, another heartfelt song that wasn't needed. To give him what is he trying to get angel wings to heaven now? I don't understand. What is this? And he mentioned Haley again on this song. Like, what is the fastest? You have other kids that he don't mention. Why are you always making a song about Haley? Is that his favorite kid or something? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the fascination with? Oh, I'm always gonna do a song for Haley, but fuck my other kids.
That's hilarious.
What is that about? if somebody got to tell me, because I don't have kids. So I mean, if people got multiple kids out there, y'all watching, do y'all have a favorite kid? Is that a thing?
Well, I know I have no kids, so I can't tell you that.
You know what I mean? Like he's making he has other kids, and he always does songs for just Haley though. Why you don't do a song for his other kids? Kristen is giving it 2 out of 2.5. Wow,
Come on now,
man. So I know somebody didn't like the album already.
all right. I'm gonna let you tell your opinions first, Charlie.
I'm gonna say this album was listenable. Compared to, I couldn't listen to Kamikaze or Revival, Music to Be Murdered By. Did not like those. Encore, did not like it. And I have the Encore right here, right on my bed. See, I have to actually bring out the Eminem albums to remind people of how great he was. There was an era when Eminem was great, when I had him in my top 5 all time, because he was actually killing it lyrically. The production was on par. The songs were great. He had it. Somewhere along the line, I started to notice the crack with Encore, and that was like the first mishap. After that album, this album came out, I was like, this album sucks. There's only about eight, maybe 9. I'm being generous. Good songs on this album. You know what I'm saying? And he had no real smash hits except for Ash Like That, which MTV played every hour on the hour. They played that video because it had the Triumph Dog in it, and Conan O'Brien was big at the time. You know what I'm saying? That was like the biggest smash off of this album. This was the first mishap. Then he found himself with he went through the drug thing, got rehab, came out with Relapse and Recovery was supposed to be the double album. King Mathers, it didn't end up a double album, whatever. I love Relapse. I think it was great. I don't think it was a classic. It's a good, solid album. Recovery, I like. The most heartfelt album after Proof died. He had the Proof tribute song on there. He talked about the addiction and all that. It was a good album for me. But then he relapsed again. Marshall Mathers LP2 was an album we really did not need. Nobody asked for a sequel to what most fans would say is his best album, Marshall Mathers LP. When that came out, and was that 2000 that came out?
Yeah.
Classic album. One of my favorites. Nobody asked for a sequel for that. And I have that album right here. See? Just so you all know how much of an Eminem fan that I am. I have this album. It was decent at best. Biggest song he had on here was The Monster with Rihanna. Then they went on that world tour. I would have loved to see him in concert. I'm not a huge Rihanna fan though, but hopefully at some point I get to see him. That was the biggest smash hit on this album. It was okay. Nobody asked for a sequel though. Then he relapsed again. He gave us Kamikaze. No good. And then on top of that, he tried to recreate the Beastie Boys iconic album cover, which was terrible. Okay. Revival, same thing with that. No good. Did not like it. He had a whole bunch of collabs, Ed Sheeran and Beyonce. No. That you could tell he was definitely going for a different audience with that album. That was like one of his most heavily featured albums ever. Did not like that album. He gave us Music to Be Murdered By. Only song I remember, and I think we did a review on that, right?
Yes.
So I'm speaking on part 1. The only song I remember is the Alchemist song, because Alchemist is still, I say, the best producer out in this era right now. When people had their doubts about Primo, Pete Rock, I'll take Pete Rock off the list because he just gave us a phenomenal album with Common. But before then, I even with Pete, he did some projects that I was side-eyeing him like, this ain't it, Pete. That Fleetwood album was a misstep. Even the Skyzoo album I didn't care for. But I will take Pete off that list. Alchemist to me is the best producer out in this era still. I remember the Alchemist shit that he did for me. And Alchemist was his DJ on the Family Values tour. And I said even then, why is Eminem not using Alchemist to do an album with? A whole album with Slim Shady and Alchemist? Who would not want to hear that? After all this stuff that Alchemist has been doing with Griselda and Larry June, he just did a album with Hit Boy and Big Hit that sounded great. Like, are you kidding me, M? So did not like that album. I didn't even listen to Music to Be Murdered By, personally, because again, we didn't ask for no sequel for that. Okay, we get to this album, it's listenable. I will say that. This is the first time I can say that I've listened to a whole Eminem album from beginning to end since Marshall Mathers LP2. And how many years ago that was that? Like maybe what, 9 years already for this? Let me see. When did this come out?
11.
11 years ago. Marshall Mathers LP2, 11 years ago. I have not listened to a full Eminem album in a decade. That's how long it's been. That's terrible, bro. That's how long it's been. A whole decade I've been waiting to hear something listenable from, not even classic or great, something listenable. Because I remember when Kamikaze came out and I was looking at that shit and I'm hearing the first track and then second track. I'm like, nah, skip. All this shit is bad. That's how I felt. And still to this day, I have not listened to Kamikaze in its entirety. I heard clips, all of them were garbage. 11 years. This is a listenable album, but there are still mishaps on this album. Okay, it's the features. It's him, going from his vintage style of rapping to trying to sound like a drill rapper or mumble rapper, whatever the hell he's trying to sound like nowadays. It's not working. It's not him. And I would think he learned his lesson on his past releases. That wasn't good. He had some vintage Eminem on here. Vintage Houdini was a good first single. It reminded me of Eminem Show. That could have been on the Eminem Show album. It fit right in. And I could, for all we know, that could be a unreleased beat that was just laying around and he decided to use it now. It gave me nostalgia of that old Eminem that I fell in love with. When I was in my early 20s and he came out with Slim Shady LP, that was phenomenal. Yeah. Hearing Lucifer, the Dr. Dre joint, I love that. That's the Eminem I want to hear. And it don't necessarily have to be with all Dre, but just the wordplay on that, the way that he's rapping, that's vintage Eminem that I wanted to hear. And I didn't get that on those other releases. Antichrist with Bizarre. I think Bizarre stole the show. That was a dope one. I like Bizarre's verse on that. That needs to be a single. I enjoyed that one. It gave me D12 nostalgia from that. That was great. Brand New Dance, like I said, it reminded me of vintage M. It's not something I would go back to all the time. I would play like Once in the Blue, but at least it reminded me of the playfulness Eminem had on those past albums. You know what I'm saying? But it was some missed out. Renaissance should have been a full song. That should have been a full song instead of an intro. Trouble, same thing with that. That should have been a full song instead of a short track. I do love the skits, and you know how much I hate skits. I don't like skits on albums unless it serves a purpose to that album. Now there's skits on classic albums like 3 Foot High and Rising, the Sticky Fingers, Black Trash, the Prince of Thieves, Prince Paul album that were necessary for those albums. I feel like the skits on here was necessary for this album because of it being supposedly his last. I still don't believe he's retiring. The whole death of Slim Shady and I guess he's killing off the character or whatever, and him having like the back and forth conversation with the alter ego. I think the skits were needed on this album. I enjoyed the skits, and I would love to see him do like a mini movie based on this album. I think he could pull it off. But there's some songs on here that I didn't care for, and mainly, why are you still doing apology records to your daughter, who's a grown ass woman now? She's married. She's gonna have kids. What are you apologizing for? Because like I said, unless he wasn't there, unless he was a deadbeat dad, if he was a deadbeat dad, and then I can understand why he's apologizing for not being there. But if from all the things that I've seen, you put Haley on your albums, she's in your videos and all that. Her podcast is named after him. You know what I'm saying? From all the things that I've seen, he's been there for Haley, and it probably was a struggle for him to be this big rap superstar, and you're white in a predominantly, African American genre, and I guess Kim coming from Detroit and hitting stardom out of nowhere, it probably took a toll on him, and then the publicized relationship with him and Kim, that was a thing. The thing with him and his mother, that was an issue. So it probably took a toll on him to the point where he was on drugs. He was on drugs even before he blew up. He tried to commit suicide. He had like the scars on his wrist that he covered up with tattoos. I knew about that when he first came out. So I get that. And that all of that probably played a part in him, dealing with success in the wrong way. But he's still here. He's alive. And we saw him give his daughter away to the groom at her wedding. Why are you still doing apology records? If everything is good with you and Haley, we don't need that. It's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems it make it seem like he's rehashing shit that he already did 20 years ago. We don't need to hear that. We don't need to hear another "My Name Is." Like, you've been there, you've done that. Move on from that. We don't need to hear another "Stand." Move on from that. We don't need to hear another Haley song or "Mockingbird." You're past that now. That's my big issue with some of the songs on here. You know what I'm saying? When I said I wanted vintage M, it mean the artist, the rapping ability, and what I know, what I feel like he's capable of bringing, because he to me is already a legend. He's already a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He's already a Hall of Famer. He's done it all. You know what I'm saying? He's collaborated with some of the best artists ever. You know what I'm saying? And I know, listening to those past albums that was not good, that was not Eminem. That was Eminem trying to appease to the younger crowd, which he was so much against when he first came out. He was against Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and NSYNC and Moby. All most of his beefs were with people that was on the charts at that time. Machine Gun Kelly. You know what I'm saying? He was so against the mainstream and the radio and the charts, and it felt like he was like surrendering to whatever was trendy. Oh, let me sound like your hottest drill rap and mumble rapper, because I could do it better than them. And it didn't sound good because he's not cut from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? He is not cut from that cloth. You won't ever see Kool G Rap do shit like that. Kool G Rap is not cut from that cloth. He is not gonna do no drill rap or mumble rap. That is not him. You know what I'm saying? And I know what Eminem can bring because he's done it time and time again. And I think on this album, he showed that he still got it. He's always been a great lyricist. That's never been an issue. My issue with him was the songs and the features and just the albums, the latter albums in general, because I felt like he was trying to keep up with the new generation. And that's not something he should do. Take a page out of what Nas did with Hit Boy. 6-album run. 6 albums. You think Jay-Z could do a 6-album run right now? I don't think he could. Nas is extra extraordinary. He's an alien. To go on that run with Hit Boy, that was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing now our legacy artists like Common and Pete Rock, like Rakim, come out with quality rap. Ghostface come out with quality rap. It don't have to be classic, but make sure it's quality. And that's what I'm seeing now. We don't feel like you have to reinvent yourself for this generation, because that's how Andre felt. That's why Andre never gave a shit for the past 20 years. Instead, he drops a damn flute album and nobody liked it. You know what I'm saying? Let this generation get to know who you are. Don't reinvent yourself for them. That's up to them to do. And on here, he sounds like vintage M, with the exception of a couple songs. But it's a listenable album. I'm giving it 3 mics. It's not a trash album. If it was a trash album, I wouldn't have this much shit to say about it. It's not a trash album. This is better than all that other shit he dropped in the last 11 years. Now, will it be one of my favorite albums of the year right now? I don't think so. Not when you got Common and Pete Rock. Not when you got Jay Worthy just dropped the album with Damn Funk. You know, Ghostface album was I enjoyed Ghostface album. It's a lot of better releases out than Eminem's album. You know, somebody mentioned Lupe. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not going to be on my list of the year, but it's a better album than the shit he's dropped in the last 11 years. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? My favorite songs on here, like I said, like I enjoyed Houdini, Lucifer, Antichrist. Even Guilty Conscience 2 was decent. I felt like Dre should have been on the sequel though. I think that would have made it. That would have put it over the top. But I enjoyed it. I have not heard the Primo track, Kyrie and Luca. I don't know what the hell that sounds like. And the Like My Shit joint. I think that's the one. Is that the one with 2 Chainz, or is that the Kyrie and Luca joint? One of them has 2 Chainz.
That's the Kyrie one.
Okay, but that's the Primo joint, and then like My Shit is another bonus track. I haven't heard those, but I don't think hearing those would have made a difference anyway. So this for me is 3 mics, but it's listenable. It's decent, but it's not going to be one of my favorite albums of the year.
Okay. Very well said. Very well said. Me personally, I definitely see your point when it comes to this album. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a good album. Is it a great album? Absolutely not. I feel like towards the end of the album, I kind of feel like the last maybe 2-3 tracks was not really up to par, especially with how much fun we had like in the early to mid album. But I do say that he does sound way more focused and just in the concept of this album and everything like that, to, you know, just the whole parody of canceling himself or whatnot. At the same time, too, as much as you know, there's been a lot of Eminem problems in the past, where it's like there's a lot of major problems. This does have some problems, especially more so on the production side. Lyrically, he definitely is sounding more like himself. Honestly, though, you know, re-looking at his discography, I definitely would say this is just as good as Relapse to me, in a weird way.
You think this is what are you saying? Oh, what? You think this is good as Relapse? Fuck no. Relapse is better than this.
Relapse was better. Relapse was better, but to me, if I was to rank the albums, I would probably say Slim Shady LP, then Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem Show, Relapse, and maybe down the line, I'll probably either say this one or Marshall Mathers LP 2.
Fuck
but
no.
I'm gonna let
you got this ahead of Marshall Mathers LP 2?
I don't know. I'm gonna stay around there.
Marshall Mathers, even though I don't feel like we needed a sequel, that has better songs in it than this. That has better songs in this.
Yeah, but this album has better production than Marshall Mathers LP 2.
I disagree. I think that had better production. Well, I mean, both of them to me were mid, but if I had to listen to one album, I'm picking Marshall Mathers LP 2 over this.
I'm picking this one over Marshall Mathers LP 2.
You're crazy. What part of this album makes you feel like it was better than that album? Was it the shit that he did with Big Sean and
Hell no.
What's your best take from this album? Like, what was your favorite songs?
Oh, that's easy. Okay, so if I had to rank my top 5, it will be Fuel with JID. That's my number 1. Lucifer is my number 2. Antichrist is my number 3. I would even go as far as say, even though it's a short track, Renaissance is my number 4. And my number 5, I have to go with Houdini.
Yeah, what was the last one?
Houdini.
Oh, Houdini. So we got the same. We like the same tracks, which is weird. We like the same tracks. Like, yeah, JID, the Fuel joint was okay, but I feel like Marshall Mathers LP 2 was slightly better, and he was already done at that point too. I was like, what is this? We didn't actually know sequel to Marshall Mathers.
Wait a minute. You know what? I just realized Marshall Mathers LP 2 got Rap God. I can't put this over Rap God. Sorry.
Well, I didn't like Rap God. I didn't like that song.
What?
I didn't like that song. No.
Oh, see, now you bugging.
That might be one of the very few songs on that album I didn't like. I didn't like that one.
Come on, the way he was spitting that fat,
No,
he broke that world record. Ah, no, 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 no,
no.
no, no,
What
no,
is
no.
it, Twister? Like, come on, stop. No, I didn't like that song.
Ah,
I can tell you the songs I liked on the album. It wasn't Rap God though.
I like that way more than that one he did with Kendrick, that Love Game shit.
That was alright. Headlights, I
I hate
like
that beat.
Headlights. The Monster, Bad Guy,
Bad Guy was cool.
Survival, Berserk.
You know what we should do?
Huh?
Let's do a Marshall Mathers LP2 versus this album. I'll defend this album. You
Okay.
defend Marshall Mathers LP2. Let's do that sometime. But I want to re-listen to this album though, because I want to pick my top five.
The deluxe version have like bonus songs. I don't know why you need a deluxe version for this. Who asked for that?
I got the deluxe version
too. You got a deluxe one too? But this was a free, like the CD seller threw it in because I didn't ask for this. He threw it in, and I listened to it. I'm like, this is okay, but I didn't ask for a sequel for this. It's not needed. And he seems to be infatuated with giving us shit we don't need.
I like the one with the Black Moon sample, if I'm not mistaken. He did a joint.
That's not on here though. They talking about the Don't Front. The Don't Front.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot.
What was it? Yeah, the Don't Front joint he did.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's not on this one. I think that was like an iTunes shit. That was like an Apple joint.
Man, fuck that shit. Nigga. That should have been on a retail, nigga. That was like the ball. If that was on the album, that would have easily been the best song. Y'all forget he was supposed to have been on Duck Down.
But I don't think he's topping Buckshot's version. That was good.
Oh hell no.
Buckshot's version.
Hell no. Hell the fuck no. Buckshot? Hell no.
It's too many other albums out that's better than this. Like Mussolini dropped the album. The Beatminers dropped a new album. Boldy James with what's the producer? Was it Big Ghost? He dropped a new album. It's a lot of better releases out right now than this. The Dog Pound album is better than this.
Oh hell yeah. Dog Pound
way better than this. Y'all if you only hear the Dog Pound album, go listen to that. Dog Pound album is one of the best albums of the year. And I'm sticking to that. Best album it's unless Nas is coming out with Primo and his fire, I don't see too many albums beating Dog Pound album.
Yeah, that's easily
to me one of the best albums of this year. Common and Pete Rock and Dog Pound.
Yeah, that Dog
all you want. I'm telling you.
That Dog Pound.
My Homie album was better.
Dude.
Relaxation. That was a better album.
Dude. Yeah, that Dog Pound album.
It's a lot. Conway album, Slant Face Killer, that was better than this. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of better. That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna make my top 10 of the year. Maybe if we did like a top 30, it might slip in there, but nah. It's listenable, but I'm hearing people getting caught up with numbers. I don't give a fuck if it was streamed 1 billion times. It's not the best album of the year. It's not gonna be the best album of the year. Streaming numbers don't do shit. Like that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying though, because that Dog Pound album is easily the best album of the year. Nothing's topping that album.
Yeah,
but
that's a classic right there. Like Snoop is doing a phenomenal job promoting that album. Got them on the world tour. I don't see too many albums beating that.
But it's still relatively early though, because
we're in July. So like I said, unless Nas and Primo come out, if it ain't nothing on that of that caliber, I don't see my list changing. It's gonna be Common, Pete Rock, and Dog Pound. To me, those are the two best albums right now.
Yeah, that Common and Pete Rock. I can't wait for that review tomorrow. But yeah, but I'm honestly gonna give this album a 3 mics, to be real with you.
It ain't going higher than that for me. I think it's just 3 mics. I think if he had got rid of all that, I mean, even if he got rid of all that those songs I didn't care for, I don't think it would have been higher. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. I'm not getting classic material from M no more. You know what I'm saying? And this is like M trying to find himself again. That's what it felt like. Like after doing so much bullshit, and you're finally free from the bullshit that you find yourself again. This is what that album reminded me of. This is like reminding us of what he used to sound like when he was in the Slim Shady mode.
Yeah.
It's been 11 years. That's a long time to be doing bullshit. And LL is even longer. And I wanted those 2 first songs from LL album I like. I need to hear the 14 tracks though, because it's even longer for LL. He ain't dropped nothing great since Mr. Smith, which was 95. You know,
Yeah, man.
that's a very long time. And LL said
Oh,
he told Charlemagne in the interview he had to reinvent himself. He had to learn how to rap again. That's how long
oh,
it's been. He
oh,
had to learn how to
God.
rap again.
When he said
That's
reinvent himself,
when you say shit like that,
I'm kind of worried now.
you know
Hold
what I
up.
mean? I'm like, yo, I know it's been a while, L. You know, you've been
Please
off
don't do
doing
no rate. Don't do
NCIS and
no
all that
fucking
shit.
Afrobeat. I don't want to hear LL on no Afrobeat shit.
Nah,
Like,
nah. I don't think Q-Tip gonna give him that. You know what I'm
but
saying? There's two good songs. Passion I like, and I like the joint with Rick Ross and Fat Joe. But I need to hear the 14-track album. I'm an album nigga.
I have to
You know
re-listen
what
to
I'm saying?
Passion. But
Passion was
I
dope. He
was
got a video out for it now. You know what I'm saying? It's Q-Tip. You can tell it's Q-Tip's production. It has that Uma native tongue
yeah.
sound to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. But I need to hear the 14-track album first though, because he ain't dropped shit classic in over fucking 30 years. 29
Oh
years.
wait,
It's gonna be 30 years next year for Mr. Smith. So he ain't dropped a classic in 29 years.
don't forget the Game and Hit Boy dropped a banger early this year too. Y'all forget about
Yes,
that.
yeah, that's on my list.
Say,
Nine
say
Songs
what
joint was
you want to
fire.
say.
I like everything Hit Boy is doing right now, especially with his dad. They just
Yeah,
dropped the album with Alchemist. It's phenomenal.
yeah.
That's on my
I forgot.
list. That's on my
The thing
list.
about, but the thing about that is like that one released so early in the year, niggas forget about that shit.
Yeah,
That's the
it was
thing.
released on New Year's Day.
For
It was
real.
New Year's Day
And
for
I'm
him.
like,
Yeah.
that's kind of, you got to have some good marketing if you want to go that
Yeah,
route.
but
And
yeah, I've been playing it since it dropped though. Like that's when I've been going back to. Like it's fire. Definitely.
Rhapsody's album
I
is
didn't like
great too.
Rhapsody album. I like some of the songs. I didn't care for the whole album.
Yeah, I know.
I think she was
But
trying to
wait,
be too. She was trying to be too Lauryn Hillish on that.
but
She was in her
wait. You
Lauryn
have
Hill
your,
bag on that. You know what I mean?
you got, you got your rant before we head out. You got your rant and shit.
My rant is like I wasn't gonna say shit, and this is the only time I'm gonna address it because
All
I've
right.
had people ask me about it. You know what I'm saying? I have never been on a platform doing content for a platform where there was so much dysfunction when I first got there. It was so much dysfunction. You know, you try to put out your best content for a platform and represent them and represent this culture, and it's like, you know, it's so much dysfunction and unorganized things going on. You know, you have content creators just leaving and people talking shit about each other behind their back, and I had to leave
On
a
the
certain
live?
platform. Huh?
On the live?
No, not on the live. I'm talking about behind the scenes, where all
Oh
this shit
shit!
is, where the stuff that people don't see behind the scenes.
I
And
was
I had
about
to
to
leave a
say.
platform recently because of all that bullshit that was going on. You know what I'm saying? And they were just unprofessional. You know, there's a lot of jealousy going on. There's, you know, it was like a revolving door. It was like almost like Bone Thugs. Like when you see Bone Thugs, who you gonna get? Are you gonna get lazy, crazy, busy? Is Flesh gonna be there? Is Wish gonna be there? It was like a revolving door, and it just came to the point where I had to leave and, you know, do my own thing again. And you know, I know they're butthurt about it, and they're mad that I left. They've been talking shit about me for 7 months on their platform, and that's great. I don't lose sleep over like people hating me and what they got to say because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't lose sleep over what people think, especially if you've never met me in your life. How could you possibly talk shit about somebody that you never met in your life? You never met me in person. You know what I'm saying? I've met a lot of great content creators and people just doing this in person, face to face. They have my number. They can call me anytime. You know, Back to the Lab. Shout out to him. Dame is a great person. Chop It Up Hip Hop. Shout out to him. You know, Jalen Hip Hop Soul. Shout out to him. You know, Newbie the Ear Hustler. Many great people I've met in person. That's what it's about for me. Networking and meeting faces, you know, what I call the new faces of this culture. You know, the people that actually know their shit and they don't have to look up shit on Wikipedia and Google like other people do. You know, when people have to debate with me about what's the best album of 2004, how would you know that when you wasn't born in '04? You were born after that. There should be no debate. You know, it was just a lot of petty debate and bullshit going on in that platform, and I just said, yo, I gotta leave. I gotta do my own thing. And right after I left, everybody else started leaving again. I had people coming to me like, yo, Try just left. You know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, I neglected my own platform for their platform for 2 years. I can't do that no more. Because when I started my platform, it was to celebrate my childhood growing up with things that I grew up with, like great music and sports and fashion and video games and comics, everything that made my childhood great. That's why I made my channel. It wasn't to chase the bag or to do salacious gossip that TMZ do, because niggas will never be like TMZ. They will never be like Cameron Mace. You will never be like what Joe Budden is doing. No, this is real talk, because that's what that platform chooses to do. You can't call yourself a nostalgic platform, but when people hear you talking about the most trendiest, salacious bullshit. If it's not about what Sexy Red is doing, then it's about what Soldier Boy son in his live stream, or it's about what scandal Diddy is a part of. I don't give a fuck about that. There's nothing about that that's nostalgic. Not one. You know what I'm saying? And the minute they had to switch up their format, that's when I said, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta do my own thing again. I gotta get back to my platform and doing what I love. And that's what it is. But they're so enamored with talking shit about somebody that they don't know for the last 7 months. And I get it. I would be hurt too. If you lost your best content creator on your platform, I would be hurt too. That shit would keep me up at night. But at the end of the day, it's making them look unprofessional. And I want them to know that. It's making you people will never get the bag being unprofessional and calling out your former content creators. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have a track record of losing all of your content creators, male and female. Every content creator that was on that platform, I've done content with. I have all the content on my hard drive. I've even uploaded past live streams and bids on my platform. Even with Reg. When Reg was on there, they didn't even want Reg on there. Oh, I don't like Reg. How did Reg get all those subscribers? How his music is trash? How did he get all those views? Why are you worried about what the fuck Reg is doing and what we're doing over here? That's what I don't understand. If you have a following and you a platform, why are you worried about what we're doing over here? That's what I don't get. You know what I'm saying? And when I see the petty bullshit like that that happened, I just was like, yo, I got to get back to doing what I love. You know what I'm saying? And I've even spoken to one of the guys that were on there, and I told him, I'm like, bro, you a funny ass comedian. You got your own following. You don't need no promotion from a podcast, a platform that calls itself nostalgia, and they don't do nothing nostalgic on there. Talking about Soldier Boy is not nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Diddy scandals is not nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing it too much with these platforms now that supposedly they're dedicated to hip hop culture and the community, and they want to chase the bag by talking about the most trendiest shit. I'm not with it. I don't want nobody hitting me up to be on a platform to talk about Sexy Red and Blueface and Krayshawn and anybody else that's trending in hip hop. I'm not with it. That's not what I'm about. That's not why I started my channel.
That's not the podcast for that shit.
Any platform I've been on, whether it was for movies, fashion, sports, music, comic books, whatever, they know what they get in when they have me on it. And if it's not about this culture and giving the knowledge to this young generation, don't bother hitting me up. I'm not interested. I don't care if it's for a paycheck or not. Money does not rule what I'm about. I can't take money with me when I'm dead and gone. Leaving a legacy behind, that's what I care about. When I'm dead and gone and generations can look at these vids and they can see what me and Reg did and what I did with Hip Hop Commission and with Slick Blast, Rapcast, all these great content creators that I've met over the years, that's what it's about for me. When people feel like they gotta sacrifice their integrity to chase the bag, that's when bad shit happens. I'm not about that. Not now, not ever. So for people hitting me up and they want to know why did you leave 80s, 90s, and 2000s vibes? That's why I left. You know what I'm saying? And I can't be a part of something where niggas they talk to their content creators some type of way. They don't value who brought them to the dance. Because without us, they would just be a video sharing platform. That's it. I know hundreds of video sharing platforms because they all follow me. They all post the same fucking nostalgic videos. Without your content creators, you would not be where you at. And they did not know how to treat their content creators, male and female. That's why all of us are gone. They got 3 people left over there. And I spoke to one of the dudes on Friday. I said, bro, remember what I told you. In 6 months' time, we're going to see if you're still there. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Slandering my name for 7 months, that's not doing nothing. I could care less. I am not from this internet era. I'm old school. When we didn't have no fucking social media and the internet. That shit don't bother me. That is why I ain't never have to make no live stream or make up some post and put it up and throwing shit at niggas, because if I got something to say, I'm gonna say it to your face. That's just how I am. I ain't gotta go on a live stream or go on a platform every week for 7 months and talk shit about somebody that you don't know. That is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So this is the only time I'm addressing it. Whoever see it, they see it. I could kill us. It's the only time I'm addressing it. I've had people hit me up, be like, yo, what happened? Why did you leave the platform? They've been talking shit. Let them talk shit. If that's what helps them sleep at night and they feel like that's going to get them the bag, go right ahead. We do big things over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm about. I joined the platform to do interviews because I'm actually inspired by people of this culture, like Reg, who got a degree in broadcasting. You got a degree in that, right? If I'm not mistaken.
History.
Yeah, I remember you telling Cam and PJ that when we did the interview with them. You know what I'm saying? People like Newbie the Ear Hustler, people like the homie Nostalgic, the homie the journalist Sincere, Ultra Mag. Those are people that inspire me to do great interviews with some of my favorite legends. Like I've done the interview with Allure. That was great. Shout out to Allure for that. That's why I joined that platform. It wasn't to join a platform to talk about scandals and drama and bullshit. I don't care about that. Okay, there's already a lane for that. Joe Budden is great at that. Cameron Mace is great at that. The Breakfast Club. That's all they do on there is talk about drama and scandals and shit. But if you have a platform with the name Nostalgia in it, and y'all are not talking about nostalgia, but y'all talking about all this salacious TMZ shit, miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? And I made the best mistake ever. Because they felt like, oh, it's a mistake that you left. No, I made the best mistake ever then. I got to get back to doing what I love on my channel. That's what matters. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't going to say shit. I wasn't. I was not going to say shit about this at all. But I said, you know what? I'm going to address this once and for all, and that's going to be it. So please continue to talk shit about me for the next 7 months or 7 weeks, 7 days, 7 years. I don't care. I truly do not give a fuck. It does not bother me one bit because y'all don't know me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you can talk shit about somebody that you don't know makes it even look worse on your part. It makes you look unprofessional, and no big corporation are going to sign them after hearing the shit that they do. And really, I could really get their whole shit pulled down just for defamation or slander. You know what I'm saying? I could really get this shit pulled down. But I said, you know what? The better thing for me to do is to take my content from that platform and put it on my platform where it belongs. Because that's my shit. Every live stream that went 1K, 2K, that was me. Am I lying, Reg? Because you was even a guest on there.
You ain't lying on me.
You see, I brought even other people to that platform. Shout out to Uncle Sneakers. Shout out to Nostalgic. Shout out to Chop It Up Hip Hop. Shout out to Dame. I brought all of them on there at one point or another, just to have a great live stream. Every live stream, every video, every interview that I've done is on my shit now. That's my shit. If they don't like it, they can sue me. That's a battle that they're gonna lose all day. So that's what I did. I took my content and I left. And I want every content creator to know that if you're doing shit for another platform, save your shit. Don't let them own your shit and run off with it, and then you can't get it back. Save your shit on your hard drive. You know what I'm saying? Every aspiring content creator, if you do shit for a platform, especially if they're not paying you, save your shit. So I have all my fucking content. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with it. But shout out to all the real heads, all the great people that I've met in person, and all the great content creators and stuff that I've done, you know, with them. There's so many to name, so I'm not gonna name everybody, but shout out to you all, man, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. The real content creators that's not chasing a dollar, and it's all about the culture for them. That's what matters at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you, Reg. You know, because it seems like every time it like people got an issue with you, except for me, and I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Especially people that's never been on your platform, they have an issue with you. You know what I mean? This dude right here is the day one homie. I will never turn my back on them for anything. You know what I'm saying? We've been rocking, doing this collectively with Ashley. Shout out to Ashley for what, 7 years? 7 years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had a argument or disagreement with this dude for anything at all. I'm loyal to my peoples, and I'm going to be loyal to this man right here. That's just what it is. And I don't care who don't like it. Don't watch us then. Simple as that. If you got an issue with Reg, you got an issue with me. That's what it is.
Likewise.
So, thank you, Reg, as always. And I just had to say that really quick because I'm not addressing it no more. This is like the last time I'm doing it. But y'all want to know why I left? That's why I left that platform.
Say less. Sometimes let this be a lesson to everybody and shit like that.
Yeah, it's just it's too much bullshit that I'm hearing, and I'm like, where was all this? I was there for 2 years. I didn't hear none of this shit. All this shit about, oh, niggas got money. You got money, but you didn't have money for a video editor when I bought the video editor to you. All of a sudden, you got money. Where's the money at? Niggas didn't have $100 to pay the video editor that I bought to them so that he can edit the videos off of Zoom every week. But supposedly, niggas got money. Where? Like, stop lying to your audience. You know what I'm saying? I don't do fake threats. These keyboard gangsters. Oh, I'm gonna come to New York and see you. Come to New York. I'm right here. Tribal don't duck anybody. I've been on this planet 46 years. I ain't run from nobody. So all these fake threats niggas want to make on their platform and think they're gonna chase they think a corporation is gonna sign you when you doing shit like that. You're unprofessional, and people see it. Why would I want to associate my brand and my name with an unprofessional platform like that? That doesn't make sense. And it's not even about the bag for me, but if it ever was, I can't get the bag with unprofessional motherfuckers like that. You know what I'm saying? They got a washed up 90s Nickelodeon actor on there from All That. who wants to make up some type of fake beef with me. I'm like, nigga, I don't even know your show. I was outside in the 90s. I'm an
Which
80s
one?
baby. Don't you know that? I'm an 80s baby, 80s Nickelodeon. You can't do that on television. Skate TV, Count Duckula, Muppet Babies. That was my era. I wasn't watching 90s Nickelodeon. I don't know your fucking show at all. But for some
Which
reason,
actually is that?
Lee Boy, he wants to make up these this fake beef. Like, I'm like, bro, I don't even know you. I never watched all that. You have to tell me. You actually might have to tell me about that show. I never watched it. What was it
I'm trying
about?
to figure out. It's like a kid version of Saturday Night Live. To keep it above.
I never watched it. I never watched 90s Nickelodeon. I watched Ren and Stimpy, but Ren and Stimpy was on MTV. So
Who was the
I don't know
actor's
what
name?
I don't know what was on 90s Nickelodeon, but yeah, bro, you got me fucked up. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. And I find it real funny that he's an artist and he makes underground hip hop. But you're talking about clowns like Sexy Red, who is not going to be here in 5 years. You're talking about what Soldier Boy said on Instagram. Who the fuck he is? When the last time Soldier Boy had a hit record? I'll wait.
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? So stop it. Stop lying to your fans. You're on a nostalgia platform. Go back to doing nostalgia content. Leave the TMZ shit to TMZ and Joe Budden and Cameron Mace, because that's not your all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real comical at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like get out your feelings. I understand you lost your best content creator on there. That's your fault. You got to take that L. But slandering my name for 7 months is not going to do it. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's going to approach me on some, oh, what happened? You should go back. It hasn't happened now. It's not going to happen. And even if it did, I'm not going to answer them. I already said what I have to say. Move the fuck on. They make themselves look desperate and comical now. Like, it's going to this length, like 7 months. 7 months. 7 months. Y'all still in your feelings? 7 months. Damn. Maybe that's why they can't get to the back, because they too worried about what I'm doing over here with Reg. They too worried about what Reg. How is Reg getting views on his videos? His music is whack, but he's still getting views though. I hear Reg's music before it comes out, and I tell him myself if I like it or not. Do I not do that, Reg?
You do that.
I critique it, but I don't critique it to the point where I'm saying, oh, your music is trash. How are you getting these views for your videos? I might say you need to mix this track better, master it better.
Yeah.
I like how you sounding on this beat. Your production is getting better, because I'm a real ass friend. They too busy worried about what Reg is doing and what I'm doing, and that's why they hasn't gotten the bag yet. See, y'all already fucking up. This is why I left. I had to take my talents like LeBron elsewhere because y'all fucking up. So don't blame me at the end of the day. Blame yourselves. Y'all fucked up. You know what I mean? We lost all the great content creators. Shout out to Quay Morgan Hill. We'll follow on Instagram. Great interviewer. We've done interviews together. We did an interview with Head Crack from the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Shout out to Head Crack. We did a interview with Dat Jizzle from them Franchise Boys. I told Quay, I'm like, yo, Quay, like, you are a great interviewer. You got your own movement. You are going to be the next Oprah Winfrey. I'm telling you. I think she took like a little break from doing it, but I told her, if you ever want me on your platform, I will be there. And I told her the bullshit was gonna happen, and look what happened. She had to leave. Everybody on that platform, including niggas, had their own best friends on there, and they left. What does that tell you? That the common denominator is the motherfucker running it. It's not the content creators. It's the people that run that platform that have no respect for their content creators, which is why their content creators are all gone. So you got yourself to blame. If talking shit about me on your platform every Friday for 7 months makes you feel like a man, go right ahead. That's not stopping what I'm doing. That's just what it is. You know, you can't cancel me. We are the faces of this fucking culture, whether people want to believe it or not. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't have to look up shit on Wikipedia and Google to know what was the best album, the best rap album of 2004. It wasn't Lil Wayne. You know, this is my Wikipedia here because I actually lived it. You know, I'm not gonna debate with people that were born after 04. What the best rap album was in 04? Like, come on. You know, so what? After I had to leave. Like after all that petty shit was going on, I was like, you know what? I got to go back to doing my own platform that I neglected for 2 years. I can't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, Reg, shout out to you. I appreciate you for letting me get this rant out. You know, that I wasn't gonna say, but I was like, you know what? Why not? Let me get it out. Cause I know they watching because that's how they are. They so worried about what we doing over here instead of worrying about their own platform.
I haven't heard shit from them in a minute. I don't even think I still follow them.
Yeah, they didn't want you on there, bro. They were like, nah, we don't like Reg. We didn't want him back on there.
I don't even know these.
That's already gonna cause.
I don't even know this motherfucker. You say you
that's
don't
already
like
gonna cause beef with me because Reg is the homie. So if you got a problem with him, you got a problem with me.
I don't even know him. You don't like him.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
You don't like him. Yeah.
What?
But I guess he feel like he could rap better than you. But you know they don't have not one live stream to their name that went 1K unless
I don't even know his first name. I don't even know his first name.
I'm gonna call him my little Bayou Bumpkin because he's a bumpkin ass nigga from New Orleans. So that's my new name for him, my little Bayou Bumpkin.
Because I thought it was a collective, like 2 guys and a girl podcast.
Nah, bro, when I got there 2 years ago, it was 7 content creators that was already there. They all gone. And even while I was there, they brought in new content creators. They all gone. There's only 3 people left over there.
Oh, wow.
That's it. And every one of those last content creators, I've done shit with them. I have all the videos. I've even uploaded shit on my channel with them.
Yeah.
They're all gone. You don't see that's a problem? When all your content creators are all gone?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you sit up there and you disrespect all of your content creators and you talk shit about them, that's letting me know that, yo, what are you saying about me behind my back?
Is that what do you expect?
You know what I'm saying? So I had to go. I had to leave. And it was the best thing for me to do.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? We support each other's content on here or on my channel, whether it was Lashia, Mark Nash, Mike, Eric, whoever came on here, Dame, Uncle Freezy. We support everybody's platform because that's how we are. I already don't see enough of our people's content on YouTube, and that needs to change.
I agree.
That's what I'm about. Meeting great people and supporting their content and informing young generations coming up about this culture. All that other shit, I don't care about.
You're right about that. That's why I said black YouTubers, we gotta stick together, man.
Right.
But yeah, I'm glad you got that out your system, because yeah, I'm glad you always got that out your system. You know, you're always here to express yourself, man.
Yeah.
So because you know, every time you have an idea and shit, like say you want to do an I was like, do what you gotta do, man. As long as it's good, let's do it. Fuck. I don't question it or nothing like that. I just say the floor's all yours.
Yeah.
Granted, we might always have different opinions, but that don't mean like it don't always come out to hate.
Yeah, I don't ever give you a side eye. I don't try to debate with you on it. Like,
yeah,
how could Reg say this is the best rap album of 04? Like, what's wrong with you, Reg? I don't ever do that. And there was a lot of that going on over there. And I'm like, why am I here? Why am I here?
DD's DD Silcox, salute.
If we're gonna have a conversation, let's have a conversation. If we're gonna sit up there and debate everything that I say, then why am I here? You know what I'm saying?
It's
And it got to that
great.
point where I was like, yeah, I'm leaving before 2024. I'm out.
Yeah, because it's just like y'all gonna forget about this like in the next couple of hours and say y'all gonna still be boys and shit. Why y'all so sensitive about this crap?
Exactly. Nah, they mad. They big mad. They butthurt. 7 months they've been slandering my name every week, every Friday on their platform. That's cool.
Wow.
But I'm still here. That's cool. If they thought maybe they thought they was gonna get me out the way or cancel me, I'm still here. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more of me.
Oh yeah.
Get used to it.
Hey,
get used to
do
it.
what you got. I don't give a fuck. Say what you gotta say. Let it all out.
We are the faces of this culture now. There's no more Young TV Raps or Rap City. You know, the box. None of that is gone. All of that is gone. We are the new faces of this culture now, and we got to carry ourselves like that. And I am not about to be doing no salacious, gossip, trendy topics on anybody's platform for anyone. That is what it is. Money or no money.
Fact. You're right about that. But listen, I'm actually about to end this stream off because I have to work at 7 a.m. and it's about to be 3 a.m. I want to at least get 3 hours of sleep on me. But this is actually a very iconic review we did.
Yeah.
And I love this review we did. So tomorrow, I'm thinking about doing 2 reviews tomorrow. Let me see how long.
What are we doing tomorrow, bro?
So tomorrow's at 7 p.m. is Common and Pete Rock.
Oh boy.
Auditorium. That one I really can't wait about.
Might be the best one of the year.
Yeah, you're right about that. And depending on what time you finish and how I feel, I'm thinking about doing Raheem Devon's Lovesick review too.
Which album was that?
The one with Apollo Brown.
That's the one with Apollo Brown. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see how I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm still going to listen. Let me see how I'm feeling like up to that point. If not, if I'm like, I'm too tired, I'm going to push it to something.
We can do it Tuesday or whenever, you know.
Well, Tuesday, I got shit to do on Tuesday.
Well, whenever you're available, I'm at town, so.
Okay,
you know,
well,
I make time for real platforms. I'm not wasting time with the gossip and the TMZ shit.
Okay.
You know, I make time for real niggas like this man right here, Rex Thompson.
Appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I'll let you know because I'm gonna put an asterisk on the midnight because let me see how I'm feeling and shit like that because I gotta do a lot of shit tomorrow. But
I gotta see Monday Night Raw tomorrow too, man. Monday Night Raw, come on.
Okay, scratch that. We'll push Raheem Devon to the weekend and shit. Cool. But it'll have to be after I come back from seeing Shamar wrestle and shit.
All right.
It'll be like a quick review and stuff because I'm getting lit this weekend. But we're also gonna do a movie review. We're gonna do Boys in the Hood.
Yes.
And I'm surprised I've never done a review of Boys in the Hood.
You never talked about Boys in the Hood?
Nah.
What? You've been out here for a decade. You've never talked about Boys. You talked about all this other shit, All in the Family, Taxi.
Hey, wait. Wait a minute.
What other shit that you did that I ain't?
Medicine Society. I talked about
Mia Cooper, that Kelly Price. Kelly Price.
First of all, Lashia wanted to talk about that one.
Well, I did like this. Right? It's me too. Like,
yeah, you did like.
You talked about all this other shit, and you didn't do a hood classic like Boys in the Hood. What? You should be banned, Reg.
I wanted to wait for because every black podcaster did Boys in the Hood.
Okay, so what's gonna be different now? Are we having like?
I want to find something different. I wanted to find something different to talk about, and I think I found something different. Okay. I might also talk about the soundtrack too. I feel like we should do the soundtrack too. Okay. Because I used to have the soundtrack, but rest in peace to my first car. I had the 5 CD changer. Right. I left that one. Usher's 8701 album. A couple of other seats. Oh, that was
now
a sad
I know what to get you for Christmas. Okay.
Yeah, please, because. I mean, that 8701, man, I was bumping that shit, man.
That was great. That's a good album.
Man, that first car, I had a 5 CD changer. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, I miss those, man. Shit.
Oh, I had LL Scratch's Creep With Me out.
You did tell me that one.
That one hurt, man.
That's
I was
hard to find now, man. What?
That shit cost $50, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Crazy.
If I ever see that white girl who made me crash that car in that tree, oh my god, I'm gonna sue her. I should have sued her ass. But yeah. So
Justice, did we talk about that? I think we talked about that.
That was part of the Tupac breakdown. We didn't do a full movie breakdown on that one either. But I'm gonna be real with you. I like Poetic Justice. I love Jen and Pac, but most of my entertainment came from Guy Tori and Regina King. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, they were a thing. They were a thing in that movie.
Because they played that stupid ass Again song from the Janet Fury, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack. But I got so tired of that Again song because they just overplay. And mind you, that song was not even on the damn soundtrack.
It's not on soundtrack, no. But she had a video that came out, and I think they did like the scenes from the movie in the video.
Yeah, and Shouts Out from Different World was on that video.
That's right.
Shouts Out.
Yeah, so that's kind of confusing.
He went from Freddie to Janet, man. Yeah, I ain't mad about that.
Crazy.
Oh shit! But let me stop. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, a lot of black movies in the night because I want when I do this channel, I always want to do shit people don't really talk about like that, which is why I did the Above the Rim review, which is why I did what's another black movie we did? We did like plenty of obscure black movies. Billy D. Williams.
We did Shaft.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah. Hell, I'd rather talk about Shaft than a lot of these 90s black movies. Why don't nobody talk about black exploitation? Hell, we have to do a Coolie High review. Hold up.
Coolie High, yes. Love Coolie High.
We have to do a Coolie High. Yeah. Every black motherfucker want to do, I'm going to say 3 movies. Boys in the Hood, Juice, and any Tyler Perry movie. Every black movie. Look it up. Look up every black podcast.
You had me at Boys in the Hood and Juice. No, I just said Tyler Perry. I was like,
No, but think about it. Because these motherfuckers, they be having me rolling. Tyler Perry drops a trailer, right? They be like, oh, they have all these comedy hype. All these people say, oh, it's the bad. Tyler Perry doing shit. How come y'all motherfuckers make that shit number 1, number 2? I'm confused. I'm like, clearly something in these movies y'all fucking like.
They like. It's the drama. They like the drama.
Hell,
they like the drama.
I like Tyler Perry. I admit I criticize him, but if it's interesting and if I want to laugh, I know what I'm going to get into. I know I'm not going to get a Spike Lee movie. I know I'm not going to get a John Singleton movie. Hell, I'm not going to get a Mario Van Peebles with Tyler Perry. I'm not going to get no. Well, you might have some bad wigs though here and there, but that's another story for a different day. But still. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all talk so much shit, but y'all would support these 2B directors and shit too. Like these motherfuckers who shoot shit.
Getting better.
2B getting better, but still, the same way how people look at blaxploitation movies in the 70s, the same way how people look at hood movies in the 90s, is how we look at 2B movies now.
Yeah, thanks.
It's crazy, but anything you want to say before we head out, or
check out the video me and Reg did, top 5 movie soundtracks done by an artist.
Yeah.
I know that might be confusing to people. It's basically soundtracks, full albums that were soundtracks done by an artist like Prince or Bon Jovi, Curtis Mayfield, rest in peace, Isaac Hayes. So check out our top 5 picks. Wednesday I'm doing a live stream with the homie Rockabash. We're gonna talk about different things. I know he wants to talk about the Kendrick and Drake beef, which I'm already tired of that. Kendrick one. He's from Detroit, so I know he's gonna want to talk about the Eminem album. But yeah, we're gonna have fun with that live stream and.
Okay. Because what time are you doing that Wednesday? Because I have
that's gonna be at 8.
Okay, I'll just push the review on Wednesday to like midnight then, because I might join you guys.
Okay.
Because I'm doing. Me and Ant are also going to. Ant wants me to join him when he wants to share stuff on the Common album too. Thursday. And stuff like that. Shout out to Ant. He another real one.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what. The Wednesday review, we're just gonna push that to midnight because I'm gonna try to. I might not join exactly at 8:00, but
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna join you. Just let me know.
We'll be on there for like an hour, hopefully. I mean, Rocker, I love Rocker. He talk a lot though. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep it to like an hour. I don't want to be like 2 hours, 3 hours. Like, no, I'm good. I did like a 6 hour live stream with the homie Uncle Freezy on Saturday morning.
6 hours.
6 hours, yeah. We were talking about R&B and it just went into hip hop.
Nigga, see, look, bro, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something.
People jumped on, so that's why it was so long. It was like 6 of us on for 6 hours, bro. I'm like, it's like the sun is coming up and everything. I want to go to sleep.
Right. That's the thing. Cause I'll be like, look, sometimes when I do these collection videos, I always say like 2 hours and 15. That's my limit. Cause motherfuckers be going to, I love Eric. Eric, my dude, but that nigga be waking up at all kinds of nights like, yo, let me join in. I'm just like, look, Eric, if you're gonna come in,
we about to go. Yeah,
we're gonna stay in until this such time.
Like, I'm surprised he didn't jump on here. But yeah, I mean that's the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I could do a 6 hour. I've done it before, but I don't want to do it all the time. But I mean, being like it was other people joining the panel, it just became a 6 hour convo. So yeah, that's on this channel. Vibes and stuff on YouTube. Check it out. 6 hour conversation we had about R&B and hip hop. Man, it was crazy.
Interesting. That's wild as hell.
I think that's why I was like, I didn't really, I should have planned the Marlon Wayans thing better because I wanted to actually talk about different episodes, but because I was on a live stream for 6 hours and I was tired, I didn't really talk about none of the episodes that I liked from the show. But you said you liked it anyway, so
yeah,
I like to go in depth because that's how I am. I like to be detailed about whatever it is we discussing. And it's like many times when we did like a review on a show, I like to give my favorite episodes or least favorite. But I didn't do it that day because I was tired. So
yeah, you could have just told me. Yeah, she could just.
And it was hot too. We in New York is in a heat wave right now, so I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just be there. And
oh, let me tell you something about this weather. Yes, Friday it was raining like it was Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm. It rained yesterday too.
Saturday it was hot as hell.
Yeah.
Sunday was like hot too, but it was like relatively normal compared. Like this whole weather has just been all over the place.
Yeah, man. The Pete Rock Common show was last. I didn't even go because it was just so hot. I didn't want to be out in that sun. But Pete Rock and Common they performed, and there's a whole bunch of other shows coming up. There's another show coming up next weekend. I might go to in Queens, but I don't want to be in the sun if it's like 90 plus degrees. So I just gotta play, see how the weather is.
I don't blame you. Yeah, man. But other than that,
and I've seen both Common and Pete Rock before anyway, so they were great.
Yeah, I've seen Common before too.
Yeah, I saw Common in 06 and Pete Rock in 92.
Sick. But other than that, hope y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
All right. Peace.